Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And we are back. We took a little mini break. Because listen, life happens, right? If you have not noticed, we were gone for like 1 week. I'm so sorry, y'all. I am so sorry. For those of you out there who have just been like, where is our weekly dose of Tribunal of the Grid? I know. I get it, right? Say what?
I said, no, exactly, right?
Right, so listen, we are here. We're
back.
Here. We're back.
Mm-hmm. We do our best, we're only
human. We're only human,
Sometimes our schedules just don't work out, but we are back. We do our best.
Exactly. So, it's like we're here and we're basically playing catch up. We're playing catch up and, we are going to give you all the news. Well, let me just go ahead and be honest. Ain't really nothing happened. So really, we're still kind of like, we didn't really like fall behind.
So
but
it worked out well for us. That nothing
it
really
did.
happened. And, we didn't record. So yeah. I mean, for those of you who don't know this, I mean, this is a little inside, like, behind the scene thing. We usually record the same week that we're releasing the episode, just so that we're always up to date with things. At least we try to be. So
exactly. And if you guys did not actually notice, the episode that came out the week before last, we actually recorded that during the week of almost 2 weeks before that. So just so that we had content kind of like streaming, so that we weren't so there wasn't like a huge gap in between. So we were just like, yeah. So if you guys just noticed that it was just basically we're just talking about Sentai and Power Rangers, but we had really no news. That was the reason why.
That was the reason.
The reason.
See, we're thinking of you guys. Even
we're always
if we're
thinking
not,
of you.
Yeah, even if we're not live all the time, we're thinking of you guys. And you know what, though? You guys already know this by now. You can always reach out to any one of us and chat with us if you guys miss us. So yeah.
Like she said. And you know what? It's funny because I'm not even gonna lie. Actually, I kind of needed that break because I had a whole lot of stuff I had to do.
Well,
so it was just like, oh, that actually worked out.
There you go. It worked out really well. So for those of you who don't know, I actually moved. I mentioned it before. If you follow me on my personal Insta, I literally moved cities. So I'm about 5 hours away from where I used to live. And I know for those of you, it might not be a big deal, but for me, I'm like, holy crap, I've never done anything like that. I know for Brennan, he moved different, states? Okay.
I moved from different coasts.
Different coasts. So it's I know Brennan kind of understand where I'm how I'm feeling, where I'm like, holy crap, I just did this and it's scary and it's crazy, but we're here. We did it.
You did it. And you know what? That's a huge jump, even though it's 5 hours away, it's not home.
It's not
home. It's something you have to do completely, something you have to completely relearn all over again. So
yeah, oh my God. And some of the stuff here is so different. And the other thing is too, which is kind of depending on how close you get to the Montreal side for me, that you need to know French. And I'm like, ew, what is this? I'm kidding. There's nothing wrong with knowing French. It's just that for those here's a little a little thing. I find that when you visit Quebec, which is another city, which is a little bit further out, it's about another 2-3 hour drive for me. They're basically all French, right? And I find that they're so snooty in the sense that if you don't know French, they don't care for you. I remember I was there and I was in the very touristy area. I was trying to order coffee at Tim's. And I said, hey, can I please get a large double? Simple enough, right? Tell me how this guy pretend he didn't know what I said. So then I was like, hey, number 7, whatever was on the menu. Still pretend he didn't know what I said. I pull out Google Translate and I obviously typed it all up. By the time I was typing it all up, I showed him. He goes, "Oh, you just want one large double in English."
Wow.
And when I tell you, wanted to slap him so badly, I really did. Yeah. So that's what it is when it comes to me in the language of French. It's not so much like I don't like French people, I don't like French. It's just that certain people take it a little too far. And that was only one of many encounters that we had that same weekend when we were visiting. It just made us feel so unwelcome because it's like you're a tourist area. Like, what the hell? What the hell is this? You know, but
right. Like if you're there a tourist area?
Yeah, they're a tourist area. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Ew, how could you be a tourist area and you're not receptive to people who don't speak the language? Like that's the whole point of like people going to go visit other places. If they don't know the language, like they talk and get to know the natives. Like
exactly
what
I said. That's exactly what I said. Oh my God. But yeah, like that will be a topic for another day, but that's just a little like insider information from myself. But I could go on. Like there is, yeah.
Wow.
So obviously I'm a little traumatized from that experience. So like every time I go somewhere and they're like speaking French to me, and it's not like Toronto where they only speak English and multi other languages too, because Toronto is very diverse. Here is literally just French and English, and I'm like they'll be like bonjour or hello, and I'm like hi. No French, even though I know bonjour, I'm not gonna say it because y'all
don't say that, jump back, bump down.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Bonjour, hey. Okay. Right? Fuck out of here.
Exactly. Shit. That's exactly how I feel. Oh my God. Yeah, so it is different, but you know what? Overall, I must say I've never been happier. People keep asking me if it felt like, do I miss home yet? Do I feel homesick or any of that stuff? I genuinely feel like I'm in like dreamland right now. Like it doesn't feel real. It still feels like I know this is home. Like I know this is my apartment and I know I physically live here now, but it doesn't feel like I'm missing anything from Toronto, if that makes any sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it hasn't hit me yet. I haven't gotten emotional or cry or done any of the above that people think or expected me to do by now. Yep, still not yet.
You probably won't, because I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I moved here, when I moved from South Carolina to California all those years ago, Jesus Christ, I can't believe it's almost been 11 years.
Isn't that crazy? Oh my God. Like when you told me that, I was like, holy.
It's almost been 11 years. Oh my God, I can't believe it. But
a whole decade.
But like when I did that, honestly, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I not once was like, oh my God, I miss home. Like I didn't do that one time. I probably may have had maybe a few instances where I was like, I wish I was home because of like certain events that were happening.
Yes.
Yeah. Like with my I missed my my anniversary, my 10-year anniversary for high school. I missed that.
Oh.
Which I mean, I wasn't tripping because I didn't like half of them anyway. So
yeah, that's what I was surprised you brought that up because I'm like, high school anniversary. I'm like, I don't ever go to that. I don't even connect with people from high school anymore.
I didn't go to mine.
Yeah,
I thought about it, but I just didn't do it.
I don't blame you. I really don't.
I mean, like I didn't go to mine either, and like I thought about it because I was like, I feel bad that like I'm not going to be able to go, and then I thought about it. I was like, I don't really like those people anyway, so I was like, well, fuck it, like I don't care.
I can't believe I even thought about it. I haven't even thought about mine. Like once in a while, actually, like at one point I was friends with some people that were from high school, like on social media wise, and at some point I was like, I'm just gonna remove you all because we don't even know.
I did the same thing. Yeah, I did the same thing. I did the same thing. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I did the same thing with like several people. I was just like, and I'm not even on Facebook like that. But when I was on it, like heavily, and I would see like some of the stuff that they would say, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Especially like the last couple of years, the last like 5-6 years, people really showing their
true colors.
Whether politically or with the pandemic stuff.
like people were wilding, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. And like literally, I unfriended so many people, and I'm like, I won't even get on this thing, but I'm still like, I'm like, I just don't even want y'all to even know me. I don't want y'all to know I even exist. Bye. Just get off the page. Bye.
Exactly. I agree with you.
So yeah, that's why I was like, I thought about it. I was like, I don't really even want to go to this thing. And like, I only really honestly, I wanted to go mainly just to see like maybe like 3 people. And honestly, one of them, I always call her my lifesaver. Because she really did actually save my life. Her and like 2 other people, which I always see them when I come home anyway. So I'm like, there's really no reason for me. Like I see them anyway. So I'm like, I really don't have to go to this event to see a whole bunch of people that I don't like and mainly only like 3 people that I actually care about. Like I don't really care about anybody else. But sidebar though, real quick, one of my friends, who lives out here, we actually went to high school together as well. We were actually in the same graduation class. We actually sat behind each other the entire time, all the way through high school. Because his last name is Simon, mine is Singleton. And I kid you not, this dude is a whole Hollywood actor now.
Wow.
Like, and I'm like, I am so freaking proud of you. Like, and he always is constantly asking me, like, Brandon, like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, all in due time, mind your business. But no, like it's fun. Like I'm really proud of him. If you guys don't know who he is, his name is Jamel Simon. And he's on, I forget what's the name of that show now, but it's it has Wanda Sykes and what's the guy's name who played on Friday? Well, was it next Friday or Friday after next? It's Day Day.
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps, yes. He plays opposite of Mike Epps in the new show on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it, but he's one of the leads in that. So I'm like, I'm really proud of him. So yeah, like that's my classmate. So I was like, yay! I'm so proud of you, classmate. But other than that, I mean, like, I'm just like, I don't really care about any of you people. Like, I'm just like, fuck y'all. But anyway, that's beside the point. That's beside the point. But I do want to go ahead and speaking of things that are on the point, right? You know, we did get some comments from, you know, these past couple of episodes, and we even got a tweet from someone who actually listens to us, and I have to say my heart dropped, and it is the most like sweetest thing. So I just want to share that with everybody and hopefully make your heart drop too, right? So so George Jr., aka Barra Pink Ranger, on Twitter.
Okay.
So he actually wrote 2 tweets. So it was, one of them were said, I was only 12 when No Pink Spandex started, but lately I've been going back and watching and reading old interviews and listening to older episodes, and it's so wonderful. Lisa and the gang have truly been here for it all. True pillars of the fandom. I wish I found out about sooner. High key, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I started listening to them when I was in undergrad.
Mm-hmm.
And was like, ah! And I remember when they had the audition for the freaking show, and I'm like, oh my God, like I want to audition. And then fast forward all these years later, now I'm on it. So I'm like, yay. But yeah. And then he also tweeted a second part to it, which this made my heart drop. Catching up on Tribunal of the Grid episodes has been so wonderful too. What a genuinely passionate and kind, hilarious group of people. It's so great to have people like me and people different than me all in the same place discussing the thing I love most with so much passion. Sir, I just want you to know you are a beautiful human being and I fucking love you.
Oh, that is so nice.
I fucking love you. Just know.
Oh,
just know.
God. That is so nice. I'm so sorry. That is so nice. I keep interrupting you, but that's just so nice.
No, like please, because I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was blown. I was blown when I read that. And I'm like,
guys, I thought I was talking this whole time, but I was on mute. Oh God. I was wondering why y'all weren't letting me speak. Thank you so much. That was so nice. It means so much that you are like you. It's like you can feel our energy just by listening to us. So that really I mean that's what we're here for essentially.
Right?
So
And oh my God. Thank you. No, it's so nice that like, and we do a lot of times when we are actually recording. I mean, here's another little tidbit, like another BTS for you guys. Like, we generally don't really pre-plan our show like that far in advance. Like, we obviously talk about what topics we're going to talk about, but half the shit that comes out of our mouth is literally not filtered.
At all. It's not.
So, like, sometimes we do have to cut some stuff out because it's not for your ears. However, join us on Fans Only. You might find out. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. We don't have a fan.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, that would be hilarious if we actually did do like something like that. That would be hilarious. Not sexually. Oh my God.
No. Like a Patreon or something like that. Oh my God. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Still kind of like a little things like that. That would probably be really funny because some of the shit that we would probably be saying, people would be like, "What the fuck?"
Mm-hmm.
But
no, I agree. And like, we appreciate that. Like, honestly, we are very dedicated to what we do, and you know, we obviously don't get paid for this, and that's perfectly fine. We do it because we love it. We do it. We're passionate, and we're here for this. You know, it's the little things that. It's the feedback from you guys is what really honestly, we never thought we would have been here today, 3 years later, still doing this, having like a really, really great following of supporters that actually want to hear from us, actually listens to us and like, you know, interacts with us, comments on our stuff, let us know what they think, how they're doing. Like, all the feedback is always a positive thing for us.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely. Like, I'm telling you, like, that was just, oh my God. I saw that. It was just like, oh my God. Like, that just made me so happy. But yeah, so that was one of the comments that we had. And then we also had a comment on episode 109, Pickles and Peaches. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh man.
And it came from Derek Hervey, where he said that Super Sentai has been doing it now further with Power Rangers Today with the sexual innuendos. Ideos mio. Listen, like, and this is the thing that I have always said about Super Sentai. A lot of people are just like, "Oh, Super Sentai is so much more adult, and this, that, and the third, and it's a lot more adult oriented." And I'm like, not so much. It's the humor is different in Japan than it is here. So, the same way as like what they deem acceptable in terms of what children should see and what children should, you know, be privy to, than how we view it here on the Western world as well. You know, it's like they don't have problems with, you know, sexual innuendos towards children. Not to say that, oh my God, they're out here just like showing meat and ass and, you know, and doing all that stuff to children. They're not doing that, but they do make jokes towards certain things, and they are a little like a little they're kind of perverted a little bit. And you know, there are, because listen, early 90s Sentai, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a lot. I'm not even gonna trip, because one of the main things that literally just hit my head was Kiba Ranger, which is the White Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Ranger season 3, well, season 2 and season 3. That suit, that character, Kiba Ranger, was consistently problematic. Like, he's a kid, but he was always doing something perverted to the Pink Ranger. Like, always, like either lifting up her skirt, or, just doing something. And to kids, especially little boys where the show was, targeted towards, they think it's funny. We over here in the United States is like, that's not something kids should be seeing. You know what I'm saying? But to them, it's like they don't care. Like they think that's comedy to them. Like that's slapstick to them. So, it's literally just what other people view as comedy versus what other people view as comedy. And it's like, we think it's more adult and it's not. That's just them being like, that's just something that they think is funny. Same thing with them doing blood. In the early 90s, Sentai, their characters were bleeding all over the place. Power Rangers, what happened? They get dust on them. They get a little dusty, they might get some clothes ripping, because I'm gonna tell you now, I still fantasize about the moment when TJ's Red Ranger suit was ripped and we saw them abs. Yes, God, still love that, but that's like the closest that we get. We didn't even see blood until Wild Force. Let's be real about it. I mean, we saw cuts and bruises, especially during the time of like, what was it? Time Force. Yeah, we saw some cuts and bruises, but we didn't see like legit blood until Wild Force. So it's like they've been doing this the whole time, and it's not just saying that they're being dark and all that. That's just what they do. That's just how they view their entertainment. So that's why I'm just like, we're going to get to that in a minute, because that's going to be a part of a different conversation that we're going to talk about later on in the episode. But yeah, so yeah, Super Sentai has always been doing some wild and crazy shit. Just saying. Byron Weaver also commented on the episode 110, Zato's OnlyFans. He commented and wrote, give me a second. There we go. He commented and wrote, "You guys got me cracking up. I knew this episode would be hilarious, especially when you talked about Zato. This episode of Tribunal of the Grid, I give a 5 out of 5. I gave both episodes 4 and 5 of Dino Fury Season 2 a 4.5. I enjoyed both episodes. Izzy and Fern prom stuff was cool, and Santoro finally waking up, and now we're getting somewhere, and we found out Boy Knight's real name is Tarek. And no spoilers for episodes 6 through 11 until Lena and Will have seen them." Yes, which we are actually going to talk about today. We are going to talk about those. So yes. So yeah, I'm glad that you all are enjoying our content and everything. Thank you so much. And yeah, keep on listening, because this episode you're probably going to want to stick around for the stuff that we're going to talk about in this episode. Speaking of, right? So there's some things that are going on this week. Well, one thing actually, to be truthfully honest. So the main thing that is happening this week for the people that everybody is like, what was happening this week? So Fan First Tuesday, not Friday, Tuesday is happening April 12th. So that's going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for the people on the West Coast like myself, that's going to be 9 a.m. And for Central Time, I have no idea. I'm sorry, babies. But anyway, I'm more than likely, I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be like an hour ahead. So it's probably like 10 o'clock for y'all.
Yeah, it's like right in the middle of Central, right in the middle of Eastern and Pacific.
Yeah, so it's like, I think it's 10. I think it's 10 o'clock.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think they're like 1 hour ahead of Pacific. So I think it's going to be 10 o'clock. But yeah, so that's going to be happening. And of course, Transformers is before us at 11 a.m. So if you want to watch, all the Transformers goodies, you most certainly can. But we're talking about Power Rangers, so we care less. Unless it has something to do with Beast Wars. And then I'll be like, all right, maybe I'll recant and I'll watch it. But if we're talking about them cars, I don't give a shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't care. But
I have to agree with that.
Because I'm telling you, Beast Wars was the shit. And do you know that?
It was.
Do you know that Beast Wars is on Tubi?
I think I heard that.
It's on Tubi, the whole series. They got Beast Wars and Beast Machines.
Wow, it's been, oh my God, decades since I've seen that. I used to love it.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I went back and rewatched like a couple episodes of Beast Machines, and I was like, "This is terrible." Oh my God.
Was that? I can't remember. Was that what was first, Beast Wars or Beast Machines?
Beast Wars. Beast Wars was first. Beast Machines was the spinoff where they went to Cybertron and they became more organic.
Okay.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was not good. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, Black Arachnia became I'm not gonna lie, Black Arachnia looked like Brandy Norwood, and I was like, I'm not here for this. You have to see it. You would have to see it for yourself. Like,
wow.
Just look at a picture of Black Arachnia from Beast Machines and then look at Brandy and you'll see it. The resemblance is uncanny. It's not right. It's not right and it's not fair. I'm like, I don't like this. But fuck it, like everything else about it was like, oh, this show is terrible. But Beast Wars should have stopped where it stopped. Where at the very end, where they defeated Megatron and they were heading back to whatchamacallit. Like it should have stopped there. But yeah. So that's happening first. Transformers is happening at 11, and then Power Rangers is happening at 12. Now, more than likely, I don't even think we should even speculate what's going to happen. Because, like, to be truthfully honest, like, it is kind of weird that it's happening on a Tuesday and not Friday. That is kind of weird because we've always gotten things on Friday. We've never gotten anything on Tuesday. I don't think. So for this to be happening in the middle of the week, that's kind of, it sounds a little bit like an emergency kind of a thing. Not emergency, but something like really important. So I don't know. I don't want to like, just get too excited. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, y'all, what's happening? Like, what's going on? Like I am a little giddy. I am a little excited. I really am. I'm kind of excited. What do you guys think?
I want some new, like actual news finally.
Yeah.
Because we're in April and there's still nothing about the movie yet.
Or anything about Jonathan It Whistles, anything. Like,
or that, the new direction. Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah. Like, and the thing is, like, there has to be something coming up because we're approaching the time of finding out what's the next newness of Power Rangers. Like, this is the time right here, because this should be the time where we should start figuring out if we do get a new season, what the new season's name is going to be, what Sentai, if they are using a Sentai, what Sentai property they're going to use. Like, this is the time for all of that. And it's like, we don't know anything. Like, we legit have no idea what's going on. And with that last side that we had, that we read on the show, that was mainly for like one girl, for like one person. So it's like, we don't know what's actually coming down the pipeline, like, at all. Like, we have no idea. So, this is really kind of like, I don't know, like, it's kind of weird. It's a weird little situation that we're in. So yeah, I'm slightly a little concerned. I'm a little concerned, but I'm also kind of excited. So we shall see what happens, right? Yeah, so that's why I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. We'll wait. But so that's happening, and more like we're probably gonna get some more toy stuff, right? Because that's what they do. They always be giving people toy stuff. That's what they do. So speaking of toys, child, this Super 7 stuff. What y'all want to tackle first? In the Super 7. So we got Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Black and Blue, the Dino Meg, is it the Dino Megazord or is it just Megazord? Because
I've heard it both ways.
Right, but officially it was never really given like a name.
It was just called the Megazord.
Yeah. The Megazord, right? Okay. I thought I was tripping. I'm like, okay, all right. So Megazord, the Megazord, and also Finster and Lord Zed with his throne sold separately.
Oh, God.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Y'all, so get into these faces, right? So I'm not gonna hold you. And I'm just gonna talk about both like Zach and Billy, or else y'all want to talk about them separately. I don't know, but I'm just gonna say this as a whole. Out of everybody's face, even though Zach's looks very cartoony, I think Zach's is the best looking one.
Yeah, it looks like Walter
a little bit
compared to his freaking Lightning Collection one.
Well, yeah. Listen, yes, it is giving Walter, but it's not giving 100% Walter because I'm gonna tell you right now, they got his hairline straight. It's supposed to be round.
Damn.
It's supposed to be round.
All right.
I'm like, all right. Listen. I am 100% like, yeah. Listen. Y'all are probably that head is probably the most accurate Zach we've gotten. But I'm like, if y'all would have just rounded out the hairline, it would have been chef's kiss. Perfect. It'd been perfect. But I'm like, ugh. Y'all try to give him like an actual straight hairline, and that's not right. That's not right. But all right, I'll let y'all have that. But yeah, I think Zach's is probably the best one to me. Adam's one eye looks bigger than the other. I'm like,
if I can remember correctly, Johnny doesn't like it when he doesn't like to smile really, and he doesn't like pictures when he's smiling. So I'm instantly thinking like,
really?
Well, if that's the case,
I love it when he smiles. He's got such a nice smile.
Well, girl,
he does,
Johnny,
but he doesn't like it. Yeah, well,
I
yeah.
mean, he can do no wrong. He can do no wrong. Just saying.
You like Johnny, period. So, of course, he can do no wrong to you, girl. But listen, like, I'm not opposed to like. I mean, the Johnny one isn't bad. Like. The Adam one isn't too bad. It's just that, like I said, one eye looks bigger than the other, and it's like, but other than that, like it's not bad. Billy, though, I'm sorry, but why they got Billy looking like he got on lipstick when he don't got his glasses on?
Well, that one looks much better. But
it does, but I'm like,
yeah, why does his lips look so different? Yeah.
His lips are a little dark.
Like that, I don't know what that thing was. What the glasses is.
Yeah,
but
that
other
yeah.
Season 2, 3 Billy actually looks like him.
It does. It actually does. I'm like, I don't know what this is, y'all. And it also looks like I don't know whether like the one with the glasses, they squished his eyes together more. But like it looks like the one that like the one that doesn't have his glasses, his eyes look a little bit further apart than the one with the glasses. Or am I tripping? Because I really feel like that's the
Those
case.
are some big glasses, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Billy always wore them gigantic Coke bottles, so I mean, it makes sense that probably is the case. But I do like the fact that they did include all of the different weapons that they used. Zach had have the shield and all of that, so they have the different variations of the blade blasters. So I actually like these figures. Billy has that little water gun looking thing he created. I would have honestly enjoyed if he actually busted out the little shield he used in season 2. With the big gigantic mirror. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That he gave Jason. I would have enjoyed that, but hey, whatever. But other than that, like I'm liking this. I'm really liking it. So with the Zach figure, they have a little write-up about him. So they said, whether using his martial arts skills on his own or teaming up with the other Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Mighty Morphin Black Ranger is always ready to protect Angel Grove from the forces of evil. This 7-inch scale, fully articulated Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Ultimates Black Ranger figure features interchangeable heads to represent both Zach Taylor and Adam Park, as well as a variety of iconic accessories. He'll be a key member of any Mighty Morphin Power Rangers collection, so don't miss out. And of course, they gave him like a whole bunch of stuff. And he's priced at $55.
Holy shit.
Very expensive.
Yeah. I didn't know they were that expensive. Damn.
Damn.
I mean,
holy shit.
About take our money. You're literally taking our money.
Okay.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, every figure pretty much is $55, with the exception of the Megazord and the Throne. Like all of them are $55.
So if you want the full team, you're paying $350. Well, probably.
I believe actually
more than that.
Well, no, I want to say it's $330. Let me double check that. But I want to say it's $330. Hang on one second. I will tell you right now. $330. If you want the whole set, it's $330.
Well, I look forward to seeing people's toy photography for these and see how posable they are.
I mean, listen, I don't want them, to be honest with you. The only one that I was actually thinking about getting, to be 100, was the Yellow Ranger.
Of course.
Because yeah, exactly, right? That's really the only one that I was actually thinking about getting. But other than that, I'm like, I don't really care to get any of them, to be honest. But yeah, so there's that. Same thing with Billy. Billy comes with pretty much the same things as Zach, but just, of course, all the things applicable to the Blue Ranger. He's also priced at $55. And let's see what else. Oh, the Megazord. So the Megazord, it does not come apart, so don't even think about it. It comes with 4 interchangeable hands, fists, gripping hands, the Power Sword, the Mastodon Shield, 2 Mighty Morphin mini figures, pink and yellow, and a metal Megazord power coin. This one is priced at $65. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Finster comes with all the hands. Soft good smock, sculpting tool, 3 putty sculptures.
Really quick, I thought you were about to say soft and gushy.
Wow, Will.
I'm like, wait, what?
Not soft and gushy.
And well, coincidentally, he has a bunch of putty sculptures, so clay sculptures. That's soft and gushy, right?
But no. Oh my God. No. Now I can't even. Oh my God, I need a moment. I can't even go forward. Okay.
And now I'm looking at a picture of him smiling at the sculpture of King Sphinx. Look at that smile. Oh goodness, sorry.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Terrible, but yes. And Putty Pig
Woo, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get it back. All right. Pudgy Pig sculpture, King Sphinx sculpture, and magnifying glass. He is also priced at $55. Okay. Lord Zed. Also, he is priced at $55. He comes with 2 interchangeable heads, 1 regular head, and 1 X-Vision head. Apparently, this head can light up.
Okay.
What?
Yes. So like,
like, I'm sorry, you could have done it with 1 head. You don't need 2 heads for that.
You could. Yeah.
I mean, apparently his head lights up because you know how like Lord Zed be getting angry.
Yeah.
And stuff. So that's
why can't
you could do that with the regular head.
Yeah, that's what
you
I mean.
could.
Make a switch.
Yeah.
Like why do you need 2 heads?
Listen, they say
how much is it? Please tell me, how much is this?
Oh, $55.
Ew. All because there's an extra head.
Well, I mean, like he has like all the fists and the interchangeable hands and open hands, a pointing hand, the bomb holding hand, Z-staff, a snake, and 3 broke bombs.
What? Okay, where does the snake even come from? What is that reference to?
Oh, you don't remember?
First appearance.
Oh no, well, I thought it was when Tommy had hit his Z-staff and it turned into a snake.
You're right. And yeah, I actually instantly thought of his first appearance. When we first saw him, the python, it like crawled up his throne and then turned into his staff.
Oh yeah, that is right. Ha!
There you have it, audience.
I have to say, this Lord Zed, it's giving me jungle. Oh my God, Dino Fury Zed. He looks quite.
Oh yeah, he looks beefy.
Beefy.
Oh yeah,
we're thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked very roided out. Like this mug had been lifting weights for centuries. So yeah.
I guess so.
Because I'm telling you right now, those calf muscles, God damn, his legs though. I'm telling you right now, this dude's legs are huge. His legs are huge. Like, yo, God damn. Like his whole body is just like on 10. Like, damn.
And
so yeah.
And now his throne is
this
quite
is
detailed.
The foolishness.
That shit is 45. What, 45?
$45.
So we really
$45
like 10 less than Zed himself. That's a lot of damn money.
That's a lot of money. Just for the throne itself.
Mm-hmm.
Does it do anything special?
No.
It's a seat.
It's literally a seat.
I thought maybe it wobbled a little, it spun around, but I guess not.
Girl, no. It is just a seat. And it is $45. 45 schnapps. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Really? Y'all know y'all wrong for this, right? Like this, y'all wrong for this. I was literally sitting here like, I know they ain't about to charge $45 for this. Y'all ain't charging $45 for this. Child, they did. They charged 45 snobs. So yeah, if you want the whole entire collection, you will be paying $330. But yeah, for the most part, each figure separately is $55. The Megazord is $65, and the seat, Lord Zed seat, is $45. So I don't know who's going to order this, but if you do, they will be available for they will be expected to ship out in spring of 2023, but they are available for pre-order right now. So yeah, will any of you be? I know Will already said it's a chop for him, but Lena, will you be getting? Will you be buying?
Heck no. I can't afford any of this stuff. Like, this is ridiculous. And I'm sorry, I'm not paying $45 for a seat. No.
No. That's the one that got me. Like, that was the biggest offender for me. I was like,
no.
$45? Like, I mean, I could kind of understand everything. Well, not kind of understand. Like, I really can't understand the rest of them. But I could kind of see why they were just like, okay, we'll kind of make the rest of them a little more expensive, because they do come with a lot more things than the Lightning Collection figures. So I'm like, okay, I can sort of see what's going on, because you are paying for more plastic. So I kind of can see it. But
no.
But damn, for a seat? $45 for a seat?
My chair that I'm physically sitting in costs less than that, okay?
I'm trying to tell you. Like, what? Yeah, no, I'm good, y'all. I'm good. So yeah, that happened. That was a thing. But yeah, so that is a thing. And we're gonna go ahead and move on, because that was just absolutely ridiculous. So before we go ahead and get into this next part of our show, I also do want to remind everybody, because I didn't do it at the very beginning of the show, so I'm going to remind everybody now. We are on Apple Podcasts, we are on Google Podcasts, we are on Spotify, and we are on SoundCloud and YouTube. And I just said Spotify. We are on there, but don't listen to us there, okay? Because fuck them still. Don't listen to them there. Don't listen to us there. Like, fuck Spotify. Fuck them. But we are everywhere else where you listen to podcasts. So please check us out. Tell a friend. Tell everybody, hey, there's this podcast that I really like. And I really want you to support, because they're fucking dope. So do that, okay? We really appreciate it. Moving right along. So during this past week, right, I know that the people probably have seen my my lengthy thread. It wasn't that long, I promise. But a thread that I posted in response to a tweet that went out and took the Power Rangers Twitter by storm. Had them in a chokehold, child. And the tweet went a little something like this. We're canceling each other over Power Rangers today. What's your cancelable Power Rangers tweet?
Interesting. Okay.
So,
Uh-huh.
a lot of the tweets that I saw, and this is just me, because like, I really wasn't, like, I saw a couple of them and they all basically kind of said the same thing. And I was like, you know what? I can't take this anymore. But for the most part, a lot of these tweets were basically just either Power Rangers deserves to die, like the franchise deserves to end, or Sentai is better. And I'm just sitting here like, and this is in no shade to the original person who tweeted out the original tweet or anything. This is in no shade or reference to anybody actually, but to me, all it did was just literally invite angry fan comments from like people who really don't even really support the franchise anyway. And if they do, they mainly only watch it just to shit on it so they can say Sentai is better. Like the original version of it is better. And I don't know. Like I saw nothing, hardly no tweets from anyone that actually had anything constructive to say. And basically my response to it was pretty much exactly that. I basically said in regards to it, no offense, but to me, these cancelable Power Rangers tweets threads just scream angry fanboy. Maybe it's me and I'm alone in this, alone in this boat, but yeah. Before anyone say anything about expressing an opinion, I understand that everyone deserves a chance to have an opinion. But let's be clear, a lot of you never tweeted these things and are looking for a way to jump on the bandwagon. Let's be clear, Sentai and Power Rangers will always be my loves. To be honest, both have missed the mark and neither one of them gets it right every time. Enjoy both based on their own merit. Majority of these cancelable Power Ranger tweets all say the same thing. Sentai is better. There's nothing constructive about what's being said. This is an honest question. If you hate Power Rangers so much, why do you watch it?
Well, it's called hate watch. People do it all the time nowadays. They do it with almost any show, not just Power Rangers or movies for that matter, actually. I know there's a bunch of movies and TV series that like really, hit high numbers, but not because it was a good product. It was just because people wanted to hate watch it. So is that any different? Like, I feel like that's in any single, like, like any media really, like people are gonna hate watch regardless.
That's a good point. Like, let's talk about it. Like, let's talk about it. Like, and I guess for me personally, and y'all already know how I am with just Power Rangers in general. Like, I'm a sucker regardless. So I'm gonna watch it no matter if it's bad or good, unless it's to the point where I just can't take it anymore, i.e. Ninja Steel and Wild Force. Unless it's to the point where I'm like, God damn it, like this is just too much for me. Like, then I'm just like, okay, I throw in the towel. But no matter how like disappointing it is, I'm still gonna try to suffer through it regardless. But I guess for me, my thing is in terms of hate watching, and I guess this is the only one that I do it for, to be honest. Power Rangers is pretty much the only series that I'm just kind of like 100% dedicated to, if that makes any sense. Whereas it's like, no matter how bad it is, it can get really bad. I'm still going to be like, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna have stuff to say about it. But the things that I have to say is it's always coming from a place of constructive criticism. And not just from just, oh, this sucks, without anything to back it up. Because I'm never going to just say, oh, something sucks or I don't like this, without actually saying this is the reason why I don't like it. And I feel like a lot of times, especially with a lot of those tweets that were being tweeted, I feel like a lot of times those tweets didn't have anything behind them. It's just this blanket thing of this is what it is. And I understand that, okay, a cancelable Power Ranger tweet, yeah, it's basically supposed to be a little hot take and that's it. I get it, right? But also at the same time, it's like if you were to ask a lot of these people to try to explain what they mean, it's just like I have no explanation behind it. Or this is just something that I feel, or just something that I'm just jumping on a bandwagon with. And I'm just like, if that's the case, it's just like, to me, you're hurting. Like, you're not really, if anybody was to go back and read these tweets, like say, for example, Simon Bennett, or, anybody going back and reading any of these things, how would they know what to work on? Or perhaps if they wanted to listen to what the fans are saying and maybe kind of like take criticism out of it, how would they be able to respond to it and even try to maybe even like pivot to make it more to your liking if all you're doing is just essentially bitching? Does that make any sense? Like, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I to me, it just like that whole thing. And I know, Will, you were saying that, like, I know you're saying early in, like, a couple of days ago in the chat, you were saying that they were doing that all together, just the whole weekend, apparently, or like they were doing like this was a thing. This was a thing that was happening with other franchises as well. So what else was happening? Like, what were they doing it with? Were they doing it like with like wrestling and stuff, or were they doing it with like other
in
things?
particular? Okay. I saw it in particular because some of the main things that I follow on social media would be wrestling and Power Rangers, but I'm pretty sure that it was in other stuff as well. But I've read a couple of things that got me kind of heated. Like, it seems like some of the things were said really just to create reactions from people. It was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, and that was like my thing too. That was mainly the thing that I saw. That was, and it wasn't even really making me so much as upset, but it was just kind of making me just seem like y'all just jumping on the bandwagon now. Like, it's just like, because I did see some people were actually making some statements, and I've seen them make these statements before, where it was like, this is how they genuinely feel, and they backed it up. Where it was like, yeah, like this is how I feel, and some of the stuff was like, I can understand where you're coming from. I get it. But one of the things that really stuck out to me, that where I can understand, it still kind of made me side-eye and be like, no, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. But I understand how you got to this conclusion with your tweet was, and I can't remember the exact thing they said because I forgot the print screen it. So I do not remember who said it, and I don't remember exactly what they said. But basically what they said was, Sentai is needed to make Power Rangers. Without Super Sentai, Power Rangers doesn't have its charm.
I saw that.
You saw that one? Okay. So how do you feel about that? Because me personally, I disagree highly.
I mean, I think that if it's something that has a good team behind it, from direction to writing, and then directing the actors, and hopefully the actors are talented, like, you can make it work. Like, the concept, I don't think it's really hard to create an original production of it. So I think it's definitely possible. We just haven't seen it yet. You're saying something can't be done, but we've never actually seen it be done. So you really don't know.
Exactly. And that's basically exactly my point. And that's where I was coming from with it. From me, that's where I was coming from. Lena, what you got? What you think? Pretty much the same line, or?
Pretty much the same thing. I'm with you guys there. It's just like, it's great that they're, we always say all publicity is good publicity regardless. So I guess in a way, it kind of, we brought the franchise back into people's mouth and people's screen and stuff like that. But ultimately, yeah, my thoughts are reflecting on the same as you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Here,
mean, go
I
ahead.
found another one. This is interesting. Power Rangers is an outdated artifact that simultaneously has limited Super Sentai getting out of Japan due to Saban and Hasbro, and
What?
stifles its own creativity by being tied to Sentai. And I'd rather it end as an IP or just cut itself entirely from Toei so we can all be free. That's a lot.
Listen, and I kind of saw that one too, and it kind of goes hand in hand in my point with this other one, that I was thinking about. In terms of this, and it kind of goes in line with what I was saying, where people were just like Sentai is better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's my thing. I get, and these are all opinions. These are all opinions, and these are all things where people are just like, this is my opinion, this is how I feel about it, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Trust me. Everybody deserves to have their own opinion. I'm not here to try to tell you your opinion is wrong. What I will say, however, comma, is in terms of blaming Haim Saban and blaming Hasbro for the decline of Sentai and all of this and blah 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 blah, this and third. I have to disagree, because let's be very clear. Let's be clear about this. There was a moment in time where Power Rangers, first of all, let me backtrack for a second. Not even a moment in time. They were doing this for a minute, where literally the way it went was the Super Sentai was created. It had its season. Power Rangers came a year behind it, made Power Rangers out of it. They went back, took Power Rangers back to Japan, and aired it in Japan, and took the same actors who were acting in the previous seasons and dubbed it for the Japanese audience. And you can go back and look all that stuff up, because there are Japanese versions of Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Turbo. Like, there are Japanese versions of these shows. So, and I think the most recent one that I saw was SPD, I want to say, where they had the original SPD, the original Deca Ranger actors come back and dub SPD. So this stuff happens. I don't necessarily believe that, Power Rangers is destroying Super Sentai, and oh my God, the decline of Super Sentai would be better off without Power Rangers, this and third, because let's be very clear, they work hand in hand. But also, they're two different shows. Literally, they are two separate different shows. Now, will I say the American audience has been completely just like dismissive of the show? Yes, because literally, when people think, when your average person who is not a fan thinks about Power Rangers, what is the first thing they think about? They think of Mighty Morphin, and they think about how silly and campy it was. Mm-hmm. So of course they're not going to take it seriously. Like, let's just be 100 about the situation. They're not going to take it seriously. So basically what you're saying is, you're basically saying that the downfall of Sentai is because of Hasbro and Saban, and that's not necessarily true, because let's be very clear, Super Sentai is flailing on its own. Like, the proof is in the pudding. Like, they've had their own seasons come out that hasn't aired here in America, and their numbers aren't doing very well. That doesn't have anything to do with us. You can't blame Power Rangers. You can't blame the Power Rangers franchise for that. So I just kind of feel like a lot of these especially that particular argument, but also the one in saying that Sentai is better, and without Sentai, Power Rangers wouldn't have its charm. Going back to what you were saying, Will, I 100% agree. We just never seen it happen. And we've seen, and people just instantly keep going to the Power Rangers movie in 2017. That is basically one example. One. And not only that, it came at a time where Power Rangers was literally at its lowest. Let's be for real. Ninja Steel. Like, literally, if anybody did not know what was going on in the Power Rangers franchise and did not know that Power Rangers was still out and decided to turn around and watch Ninja Steel at the time of this movie announcement, of course people would be like, ew, what? Of course. Like, let's be for real. Like, of course people would feel like that, right? So to me, it's like you have to have something running concurrent that actually makes sense. Like it needs to make sense, and it needs to, because you can't have this thing of like, oh, Power Rangers, this show for what is it, the Heroes for Children or whatever, that foolishness. Like, you can't have that and have it be as terrible as it was, and then try to make something, a whole movie that is mature, and try to like completely just change the whole thing. It's like, first of all, you need to, and this is my thing right here, the things that I honestly feel like would have made this movie work for me, and what I think that would definitely make Power Rangers work by itself, is, like you said, having a team that understands it, but also being very, very particular with the designs that are created. Because to be honest, nobody's going to support something that doesn't look Power Rangery. Like, especially if you're going to go after the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like, if you're going to go specifically after Mighty Morphin, they need to look like Zyuranger. Like, they just need to. And also, Hollywood, I need y'all to understand, drop the armor. Just leave armor alone. Like, just leave it alone. I understand y'all think that armor is a superhero thing. I get it. Hollywood, stop. No more armor. Just let them let them wear their spandex uniforms and give them some helmets and call it a day. But yeah, I just feel like it can be done, but we've just never seen it done. So automatically, people with no imaginations just automatically feel like, oh my God, since it's never been done, and because we've had a few fails, it's like, oh, everything is on fire. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it's instantly throw the baby out with the bathwater. And it's like, you haven't even given Hasbro a chance to even try to do the thing that Saban has been trying to do since he brought it back. Because let's be very clear, when he originally had the franchise, what he should have done, if you really want to be real about it, if you really want to be real on the tee, what he should have done is everything that Hasbro is doing right now, he should have done back in 1995. Just saying. After the movie came out, and the movie did quote unquote well, because technically it did do well, even though it didn't make as much money as the 2017 movie, it still did well based on box office standards, because it made double the amount that it was created. So technically it did do well. But the gag is, yeah, it did well, but what Saban should have done was he should have taken that same energy that Hasbro is doing right now, and should have went ahead and been like, all right, bet. We're going to try to do all these different spin-offs, do all these different things, do all these different multimedia platforms, do a cartoon, do this, that, blah, 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 blah. Like, do all these things and, go at it that way. But instead, it's like what Saban saw was, yeah, I'm a billionaire. Like, let's be for real. Like, that's what he saw. He saw, oh, this show's making me money. So let's just keep the status quo. And that's how we ended up with what we got right now. That's how we ended up where we are. So to be truthfully honest, we aren't giving Hasbro a chance to actually show us what they can do. It's just instantly, oh, well, I already know what's going to happen. And you have a lot of fans who are saying that, and they don't. Like, they're making quote unquote guesses, not even educated guesses, just guesses, and instantly are making themselves angry. So it's just like, and that's all I saw with these tweets. It's just, y'all are making yourselves angry. Like, it's just, I don't understand. So yeah, that was my little thing of just like, okay, I'm once again, just when I think that this fandom is like, yay, yay, you guys are on the right track, you're awesome, and then I'm just like, you guys do this and now you get on my nerves. So yeah, that was that. Let me see. So enough of that, because that's just dumb. And so I know a lot of people, speaking of early Saban, right? And people are just like, child, they didn't know what the hell they was doing. Apparently they had an idea. But maybe the ideas didn't quite pan out the way they wanted them to, because other people decided they wanted to, up and leave. And not to say that it was their fault, because let's be very clear, Saban was on one back then and didn't like to pay their people, still don't, but they was on one. So, one of the people who were promised, something, but didn't get what they ultimately were supposed to get, was Maurice Mendoza, or Marcio Mendoza. And he played Richie, right? That's how we know him. We know him as the Latino heartthrob that Trini was always drooling all over every time he came on the screen. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. He was fine. Don't get me wrong. Like, the boy was fine. I was like, ooh, hey, Richie. Ooh. And we know of him because apparently he was supposed to be a red herring for the White Ranger. But, maybe he wasn't exactly supposed to be a red herring for a White Ranger, but maybe a different color Ranger. So you guys, if you want to follow along, please, I implore you, please go. If you already aren't following this person, please do. Their page is called Listen Anyway. So basically he does like a whole bunch of just info drops on different little things about Power Rangers. Like, his page is great. His name is Raul. So please, follow him, like his stuff. Crazy good information, right? Mm-hmm. So this guy basically teamed up with Joe Mendoza, which is Maurice's or Marcio's father. Now, if you guys did not know, Maurice passed away several years ago.
Almost a decade. Oh,
yeah, it's been a while. He passed away. So yeah, his father basically is helping us to keep the memory of Maurice alive, right? So basically, fact one, because we're going through the facts here. Fact one, he was not only hired to be a White Ranger herring, but also but a regular character. Oh my God, I'm adding words. Brendan, stop. He was not only hired to be a White Ranger red herring, but a regular character. His contract was an option contract. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, I can't read. His contract was an option contract. It included things that could happen if plans went well, or they can change without hesitation. That sucks. That sucks. Because it's an option contract. That is so unfair. That already is like, really? Really? So yeah. And apparently, Richie was going to have more than be more than a red herring. He even had a storyline that involved his father and martial arts. So they were really going to go into like this character. Like he just wasn't supposed to be just the guy that keeps walking by and being like, "Hey, Trini," be like, like it wasn't supposed to be that. It was supposed to be so much more. That is so interesting. Fact 2. The contract signed in summer of 94 included the movie deal, so he signed to be in the Power Rangers movie in 1995. Interesting. But as was he supposed to be as a ranger or just himself? Because remember, also Trini and all them was supposed to be there too. So, just saying, they were supposed to be there too. So, I would have loved to see this movie. And it, like, you know, at the very end where they're all at the Ernie's, and then they're looking over the skyscraper, and like you see like the fireworks and stuff. That would have been so cute to see Twee and Maurice like hugged up together watching the fireworks. What could have been? Fact 3. Original plans had him to appear as a ranger in the movie. No specifics of which one. Okay. Fact 4. Now, this kind of triggered me. I'm not even going to hold you. This triggered me. They put a lot of dark makeup so that he could look more Latin for TV audience. He was not as dark as they made him. Excuse me? Excuse me?
Isn't that almost like blackface?
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, kind of.
Or blackfishing.
Yeah, but like, dark fishing, black fishing. Yeah, like, I'm just like,
I don't know how I feel about that. So that's so.
I felt away. I'm not even gonna lie.
Like,
couldn't they have just given him a tan? Well, Saban don't want to pay for that.
Yeah, it's funny how like the more we dissect this as adults, the more you realize how twisted and gross our childhood was.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, man, it's Power Rangers supposed to be like 5 superheroes saving the world, you know, talking about morals and rights and all that great stuff. But in reality, it's like it's the exact opposite of that. It was not honest at all. It was very racist. It was very
homophobic.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
Homophobic.
Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth. Like, you know, it's just holy moly. What the shit is this?
What the shit, dude?
Oh my God.
Like
there was so much horrible stuff going on behind the scenes.
Right. So horrible stuff. Like,
and stuff we don't even like we probably didn't. There's probably even worse stuff that happened.
Oh, I'm sure. Like Sarah Brown is still suing what's his face, you know, like grooming. Oh my God, there was grooming that was going on too. There was like whole Steve Harvey shit that was going on too. Like, was that his name? I don't even know. But you all know.
Weinstein.
Yeah. That's it. I'm sorry.
Steve Harvey.
Not Steve Harvey.
Oh my
Like,
god!
dang, what does Mr. Potato Head have to do with Power Rangers? I'm
Oh my
like,
god!
damn.
Like the stuff with injuries too. I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, like Sarah Brown. Sarah Brown. She didn't she break her neck?
Well, I don't know if she broke her
I
neck.
mean,
God
She
I
damn.
broke
don't
her neck. Yeah, she broke her neck during a fight scene.
Oh my God.
well shit. I knew her house, her apartment
Jesus
was set on
Christ.
fire. I knew like shit was happening to
Yeah,
her.
I knew that. Yeah.
That was way after. Yeah,
But still.
But
yeah, and
yeah.
then all
Oh,
sorts of injuries happen, with them, the actors doing their own stunts. I remember the space cast talked about getting hurt.
yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Like they were nothing. It was nothing for them to get hurt on set, and it was they'll just be like, all right, fine, you hurt. Oh well, keep pushing. Next, back to one. Like let's reset. They're like, oh my god, I'm fucking bleeding. Oh. Get him a band-aid and get him back in makeup so we can cover it. All right, back to one. Like that's basically kind of what they did. Like the behind the scenes of this show is terrible. Like I'm not even gonna hold you. It's bad. It's terrible. So reading this, that one really made me upset because I'm just like, and hell, they did the same thing with well, no, they did the opposite with William Shewfelt, dude who played Brody, because they basically were like, don't get into the sun because we don't want you to get any darker. And I'm just like,
Damn, up until that, damn.
like that's rude. Like,
I'm
don't
just
get into the
remembering
sun.
that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, and that's as recent as like
Mm-hmm.
2016, 2017.
Yeah.
And y'all still on one? Like, damn, y'all are tripping. Power Rangers. Wow, y'all are. Colorism is a thing, y'all. Colorism is a thing. Colorism is a thing. Colorism is a thing. Stop acting like it ain't. But anyway, so that's that. Fact 5. He was introduced to Saban by his new agent, Forbes Riley. Forbes became internationally famous as Queen of Infomercials. In that very first meeting, they told him he was going to be in Power Rangers due to his talent and charisma. So I'm not even gonna hold you. There was something about Richie that was very alluring, especially when he would like come on screen and he would just kind of like walk past Trini. It was given very Baywatch. You know?
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was given very Baywatch. It was like there was something about him that was so mysterious. And of course, he had that like Latino look going on, dark. Obviously, we now know it was due to makeup. Dark and mysterious, So it's like, ooh, So of course, Trini, hell, listen. If I was Trini, I would have been having the Joneses for him too, because Richie was fine. Okay, I don't know how many times I have to say it. Like Richie was fine. So it is what it is, right? Fact 6. Saban asked his father, Joe Mendoza, to appear on the show as Richie's dad, the one who taught him martial arts. Wow. So Daddy was even going to be in the show, y'all. Even Daddy was going to be in the show, and Daddy was fine. Even Daddy looked good. Like that the G's in this family is amazing. Like all of them was just fine. Good Lord. But okay. All right, y'all. All right. Ooh, child. Fact 7. Maurice's nickname on set was Richie Rich, since they thought Maurice was so cool and classy. His sisters visited the set when he was filming. David Yost became a good friend of Maurice and let him stay at his apartment near the studios. Oh, so wow, like he was really a part of like the cast for real. Interesting. Wow. Okay.
This
Fact 8.
annoys me.
It
This
does,
just
right?
annoys me because it reminds me of the feeling that I have a lot watching the first 17 I guess less than that, maybe like the first 10 or 12 episodes of season 2, and the cool direction it seemed like they were going in, and like where else could that have gone.
Yeah
Ah.
yeah Ugh. Fact 8. He had more storylines on the pipeline when Walter, Austin, and Twee went on strike, plans fell through. That's also why Curtis and Richie disappeared. One being a cousin of the character that left, and the other being the love interest of another who left. Yeah. Now that's the one I have a problem with, right? And I personally, I understood where they were going with that. I totally got it. I understood why they were like, you know what, we probably need to just go ahead and axe everything and cut everything. But my thing is, now follow me if you will, right? I know we wouldn't have gotten our first, sister being the Yellow Ranger, right? Follow me. But because Karan Ashley she's a history maker. She is Black history. She is history. So, I'm not taking anything from her. But, however, why didn't they just go ahead and make Richie and Curtis the replacements?
I mean, especially if they were, they had the talents of any of the other actors.
Exactly.
It seemed like they did.
It seems like they did. It seems like they were just as talented.
So I don't.
Why didn't they just go ahead and just make them the replacement? Find another random girl. They could have auditioned anybody, but it couldn't have been another Black girl because they don't like 2 Blacks on the same team. But they could have found the girl who played Tina, who was a Dark Ranger. They could have bought her. They could have been like Tina transferred. And was like, boom, she's not a replacement for Trini. Like, or anything. They could have done anything. Literally, they could have done anything. And this is what happens. Like, that makes me so angry because I'm not even gonna lie to you. I actually, as a kid, I really did actually like Curtis and Richie. And that would have been a really good way to bring them in and make them Rangers. And not to take anything away from Johnny and Steve and Karen, not to take anything away from them because I love those 3 as well. Like those 3 will always be my favorites. And I know people like to shit on Rocky. Fuck y'all. Like I loved him as the Red Ranger. Because he just had a different take on Red for me. And I always loved it. But like, I'm sorry, but I just find that so messed up. Like we could have had Richie be Red. Because they probably would have made him Red. Like easily, they would have made him Red. So we could have had them. We could have him as Red. Curtis is Black. But I don't know if they wanted to keep the whole thing of like the Black guy is the Black Ranger and I guess a different girl as like or an Asian girl as yellow or whatever. I don't know. But still, I don't know. Like, what do y'all think? Do y'all think they could have been good replacements for Jason, Zach, and Trini? Or just Jason and Zach?
Well, yeah, why not? Honestly, like, why not? And to be frank, too, I think we wouldn't have known the difference anyways. We would have gotten what we would have gotten. So I think at the end of the day, yeah, why not? Anyone had a shot at it, and they sure did. They were very talented actors.
I'm kind of in 2 spaces with this. On one, it makes sense. It just makes sense because they were already there if they would have gone and done that. And we also, were already introduced to those characters. Then on the other hand, to just have straight up almost complete carbon copies. Of course, Jason Austin's not Latino, but to have another black guy that's been established as a relative of Zach just taking over for him, it seems too similar. And then like if they would have gotten an Asian girl to replace Trini, it's kind of like
As in Sylvia.
it's too similar. It's too similar. Huh?
Like cousin Sylvia.
Our first child ranger instead of what's his face? Justin. Well, I don't like, and then of course, what we got, they switched things around and gave us more different ethnicities and stuff.
They would just switch black and yellow because let's be for real. They definitely made Rocky as a carbon copy of Jason for sure. For sure.
As far as what he wore, but that's about it.
No, like
his character was nothing like Jason.
No, I'm talking about the look. I'm not talking about the character.
The hair and
even though Steve is of Latin descent, still like for years everybody thought that Jason was Latin. And Jason is a whole white man. But we all thought Jason was Latin. Like for sure. So it's like, well, at least I did. I know I did. I always thought Jason was some kind of Latin, some kind of Latino. And it's like, no, this dude is a whole white dude. So it's like, well, there we go. And, Rocky kind of looked a little similar, just a little bit. So it's like, yeah, kind of knew where that was going. But the only difference was literally just, they just swapped yellow and black. So it was just like, okay, we can't have the black guy be the Black Ranger anymore. But let's make a black girl be the Yellow Ranger. Which I'm like, yes. Absolutely. Which I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like all Yellow Rangers should be black women, but that's just me. But whatever. That's just how I would cast things. But moving right along. Fact 9. Maurice was a gifted musician and singer. He was also an athlete and had been a top-rated national high school pole vaulter. He had competed internationally for the 18 and under and competed in the Junior Olympics. Holy shit. Wow. Mm-hmm. Fact 10. There's a picture of him flexing and Lord. This was a picture of Maurice that his dad took that captured the interest of ESPN producer Loudermilk of American Sports Network that started his career. Wow. That man know he had a body on him, Jesus. Fact 11. Maurice was co-hosting several ESPN TV shows when he was discovered while filming on the beach by Riley Forbes. The ESPN shows were American Muscle and Body Beach Tour. Also, Maurice had his own script, was his own script writer for Body Beach Tour. And yeah. So yeah, that is the story of Maurice Mendoza, aka Richie. We could have had something. But Saban said otherwise, right? So yeah, like, what do you guys think overall? Like, what do you guys think?
It really would have been interesting to see them get more to do. Curtis and Richie. I don't like that. I always felt like their story wasn't finished. Like, even as a kid, it's like they just disappeared. And anytime I would watch back episodes that they were in, I would be like, oh, I wonder what they were going to do if their connections to the show didn't leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because, like, it's one of those things where it's like you wish that they would have gotten more to do, or they would have gotten something to do. or at least a proper write-off, a proper send-off. Because honestly, like, that's with people like that. And of course, like, when someone walks off set, like, that's always, hard to try to, like, figure out. It's like, oh crap, like, what do we do? Kind of a situation. When they're just like, okay, look, we're done. We're not coming back anymore. So we're not even going to try to have you write us out. But also at the same time, it's like, just judging what happened back in the day with the show and why what happened. It's unfortunate, because the thing is, it's like, y'all screwed this cast over big time. Like, y'all really did. Like, y'all screwed the shit out of them. Like, it's so sad what they did to these actors. And it's just like, damn, like, and I know their contracts were just basically like, you basically an at-will worker. Basically, you're at will, where they're like, if you're here, you're here, but if we don't need you, we don't need you. And that is really fucked up, especially since they signed off like everything, so they don't even get residuals, they don't get anything, just their paychecks, and they get to go home, and that's it.
And then their paycheck wasn't even that high.
Exactly.
It was
exactly
dumb.
Like, I mean, I make more than what apparently they were making.
I know. I mean, that's why the original Yellow was like, peace out. And I don't blame her. I do not blame her. She knew what she was worth, and she collected her coins and she left.
And that's always something that to exactly that, Lena. I always hate when people try to dog Audrey for that. For being like, no, I'm not doing it, because I mean, she read the contract.
Yeah, she read the, you know what? It's not her fault she read the contract. It's your fault for not reading the contract. At the end of the day, she was smart. She protected herself, and that's what counts. And for me, I will always stand by somebody's choice to make a choice that was best for them. And that was best for her. And she was smart. She read the contract and she went, you know what? F you. You're not screwing me over. F you. I'm not working like 30 hours a day for nothing. No, thank you. They weren't getting food. They weren't getting a place to stay. No. She knew her worth and she left.
Exactly. And I mean, a lot of them were all, and the thing is, it took for her being like the thing was, like, she wasn't really, according to her, she wasn't really trying to, be like, she wasn't really trying to be out there like, oh, this is my big break into Hollywood, and I'm going to be an actor and all of that. She wasn't doing that, and I think that was easy. It was an easy decision, not really an easy decision, but more of a
smart decision for her.
Smart, but also she made a more informed decision. That's the word I was looking for. It was more informed, because she didn't have her emotions tied to it, where then a lot of them did. Because for a lot of them, it was like, this is my big break. Like, this is the big break that I need to become like an actor.
But and
to get that was seen. all of their first acting gig.
Right. Mm-hmm. But here's the crazy thing. It wasn't an actual big break for all of them. Like, no Tino.
I mean, they didn't know. Like, that's, if you're a young actor and you get the opportunity to be a series regular on a new show, like, of course you're going to take it. And then when it blew up the way that it did, so it's really uncertain. You never know, like, in that world, like, what's going to work and what's not, because it could, like, there have been some of them. It wasn't a lot of them from that original series that were able to, work afterwards. So And then, of course, since then, we've had people from subsequent seasons that have been able to like be working out here, like Brandon J from the Disney era from SPD. Like he's been able to work consistently since even before,
I was just gonna say, he
even
doesn't count.
before.
He doesn't count because he always had gigs before. Power Rangers, I was surprised he even chose Power Rangers. I mean, good for him. But to be completely frank, he was a regular on a lot of different stuff. Like he like way before Power Rangers was even a thing for him. So
well, also too,
it
was yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that line of thinking, but also let's be clear, like there was a period of time where Power Ranger was SAG. So he was still a SAG worker, you know, getting SAG dues and all of that.
Good point. Yeah.
So, you know, Power Rangers did go through a period where they flip-flopped from being SAG and not being SAG, to being SAG to not being SAG. So for him, he was one of the people who just got on and was like, yeah, I'm SAG. Ooh, great.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But like for many of the other ones,
he got lucky. He still maintained his, you know, his regular stuff, right? But that's what I mean. Like for him, it didn't make a difference. But like for me, he doesn't count because he already knew the ins and outs when he accepted the job, right? So it wasn't like he walked in there like the original cast, not really knowing what was going to happen to them, whether or not they're going to get any jobs after, or is this going to make or break them, you know? Where for him, he was like, I'll come, I'll do my thing. But at the end of the day, I'm still very established, even way before that, you know? So
right. It wasn't a first job for him. Whereas like a lot of the other ones, and I mean, let's just be 100 about the whole situation. Power Rangers honestly really is the entry gateway for a lot of young actors. And unfortunately, because Power Rangers has such a bad rap, especially after the fact, like after Mighty Morphin, it's like, you know, you be on Power Rangers, nobody's going to really take you that seriously. And that's why, you know, as we've heard and as we've learned, you know, Emma Lahana's representation told her, like, don't use Power Rangers on your actual on your resume, you know, because A, it's been so long ago, and secondly, like, no one really gives a shit. Like, no one cares about Power Rangers.
And again, she was also like a regular on a different TV series before she got Power Rangers. So
right, you know, so it's like for her, you know, it just all it's really all based on just like it really is the luck of the draw, because like you have actors out here who's been on Power Rangers but still have to pound the pavement really hard to get things. Like, shoot, Nakia, as hardworking as she is, like sis is always auditioning. Like, I mean, every time you turn around, if you follow her, like she always talking about how much she's auditioning. So it's not like, you know, these actors are out here, they were on Power Rangers and boom, automatically they're celebrities and they're going to be in shows and they're going to be in movies and all this. That's not how this works. And, you know, there's so many actors in this franchise that literally Power Rangers was their first thing. And then as soon as they were done, that's it. Like, they literally came in with the idea of, oh, I'm going to be an actor. And then whatever happened, whether life happened or whether, you know, Power Rangers just cast the shadow over them and now they can't get any work, you know, or whatever have you. Just, you know, that's just the luck of the draw. Like, they weren't able to actually do the thing that they really actually set out to do. And they ended up pivoting and doing other things. You know, and I do kind of feel like, in a way, if Power Rangers had been a huge franchise, like a huge thing, you know, that was like, oh my God, like this thing is known as like a Marvel show or, you know, something like that. I've always said it had the makings of being it. Saban didn't do nothing with it, and that's why it crumbled. But if we got to that point where the show was on that level, you damn right like we would have had pretty much every actor that came out of that show would have been doing something else. That's just the way it is. Like, if it's a show that everybody loves and everybody likes, of course these actors would be out here like, yeah, I'm in other stuff. Oh, I have a new movie. Oh, I'm in a brand new show. Like, it would have happened. And unfortunately, like, it's just the unfortunate reality that that's just not what happened with a lot of these actors. And you do have some standouts like Keith Robinson and, and Brandon J and Anna Hutchinson and all of them, like, who have these great careers after the franchise. But
I found that the ones that had a great career, most of them, not all, I'm not saying all, had already had their career established. Like, Anna Hutchinson and, like, Brandon J. McLaren, or even Rose McIver. Like, they most of them who had their career afterwards were the people that literally established themselves well before that. And like, and you know what? It's good for them. Like, they were smart. They didn't just put all their eggs in one basket kind of thing, right? And hope for the best. Or they already did it when they were childhood. Like, Rose McIver was on freaking Xena as a little child. Like,
right.
So yeah. So it's not always the case. And obviously for some people, they did well. Like Amy Jo Johnson, she did really well after Power Rangers. Her career took off. She was like literally the 90s sweetheart, America's 90s sweetheart for literally everybody for the longest time. Not by straight or not straight. Like, she was everyone's sweetheart.
And I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Speaking of Amy Jo, like, let's be very clear. Amy Jo Johnson, like, we might as well say, like, Buffy as we know it was Amy Jo. Like,
yes.
Buffy really was Amy Jo. Like, she was literally Kimberly.
I literally thought that. I always thought, why didn't they pick her? Why didn't she even audition? Like, I don't even know. But obviously, as a child, I didn't know you have to audition for these things. So in my mind, I used to think, why can't that be Amy Jo or like Kimberly at the time as I knew her? Little me.
Wow, never even thought of that before.
Little me.
I mean, if you think about it, because I mean the stunt coordinator, high school student, the stunt coordinator, and her stunt double all worked for Power Rangers. Her stunt double was literally the Pink Ranger.
Right.
So it's like,
I follow her too. She's so cool.
Sophia Crawford is amazing. Like, she's so awesome. Like, it's just like, come on. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Buffy, that version of Buffy, not the 1988 version, not Kristen Swanson, not her, but the Sarah Michelle Gellar version of Buffy. I don't care what anybody says, was based off of Kimberly. It was Kimberly.
Basically, everything about her look, girly. Oh my god! All I saw was Kimberly. I was just convinced that it wasn't Kimberly. That's all.
Even the hair, like, even down to the hair, like
the outfits, everything.
The outfits, everything. Like, it was giving Kimberly.
Even the way she talked.
Yeah. Like, I'm just like, oh my god, like, this is so Kimberly. I love it. I love it. Love it. So yeah. But at the end of the day, my thing is, and my hope, especially with this podcast as well, is literally just to give like as much shine and to like let the people know, like, hey, these are these people, like, this is what they do, this is who they are, and to have people actually like follow them and to promote their stuff. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, like, these actors, of course, like, a lot of them, like I said, a lot of them this is either their first show, or they don't really have that many credits under their belt. So this is like their first thing. And it's like, after this, it's like, okay, what are they doing now? And a lot of fans don't know what they're doing. So it's like, this is the perfect chance to be like, hey, this is what they're doing. Go support, kind of a thing. And it also, like, to me, honestly, you never know if these actors are really honestly like on the edge of just being like, I don't want to do this anymore, or or anything. And it's like, maybe even, and I'm not saying that we're doing this, but with enough support, you might even actually convince them, or help them to make decisions or with their acting or whatever, because they might be like, this maybe ain't for me, and with enough support, be like, all right, bet. I mean, that's just me thinking, just me thinking outside the box and outside my head.
What?
But
You're absolutely right. To see the support and love from their fans, like, why the heck not?
Yeah.
And I know, like, okay, perfect example, Brennan J. McLaren. He sees when we promote him. He sees when we comment at him, when we like make a post. Like, a lot of the times he'll actually like comment right back. And for me, that's like huge, because he is very well established.
Yeah.
Very well established. Like, I don't care what anyone says. For me, out of everyone that we like, maybe not everyone, but for somebody as established as he is, to actually take the time out of his day to be like, oh, hey, what's up? Cool. Thanks for promoting me. But that's what's up. Like, that's everything. That is literally everything for us. So.
Seriously. And that's me. That is how I feel about it too. It's just like, I thoroughly want to, be as supportive as we can, not just for the retweets and for the reshares and likes, but just to be like, hey, like, you were somebody that I watched and really liked as a kid, or even as a young adult. And I really want to see you. I want to see you shine. I want to see you successful.
Exactly. I want to see you thrive. I want to see you continue to be the great role model that you are. I want, we want to see you on top. Like, like, we were here for the other stuff, but now we want to be here for the rest of your career.
Exactly.
We want to see it all.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That is 100% where I am as well. So yeah, anyone has anything they want to add before we go to the final segment?
No, good.
Okay, well, speaking of young actors, so we will be talking about episodes 6 and 7.
Yes.
Of Power Rangers Dino Fury.
Yeah.
Now, so episode 6 is Jam Session. Javi notices a powerful dino key on a band leader's necklace. The Rangers power up to face off against Void Knight's nasty new gizmo. Now, what we're gonna do is, because of course, like, we don't want to keep y'all for too long, so we're just gonna basically just do an overview of these episodes.
We've already kept you for so long.
I mean, listen. But I mean, we don't want to be like other podcasts where they be keeping you for 3 and 4 hours. We don't want to do that, right?
But you know what? In all fairness, though, we keep it mosey on over. Some podcasts, it's about like 4 hours of the same thing. Just saying.
Listen, right? But we don't. But we also realize other people want to. Yes, it was shade, but we don't. But we don't want to. We don't want to keep the people. So because we just don't want to keep the people for too long. So we'll just go through and just talk about little key things in the episode, and kind of talk about what we like, what we don't like, and yeah. Okay. Now, for this particular episode, right? I'm not even gonna hold you. Okay. Out of these 2 episodes, I would probably say Jam Session is my favorite. Oh, by the way, New Leaf. Santora convinces Void Knight and Wicked Squash Blight to contaminate the city's water supply and turn all the residents into trees. Now, back to what I was saying. Out of both of these episodes, for me, I like Jam Session more.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed Jam Session so much more because Javi finally said, "Fuck you, Dad."
Yeah.
Yes. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I got emotional with both episodes. I was like, man, I don't know. I personally really like both episodes overall. Like this season overall has been really, really good.
Yes, it has.
Yeah. So it was, I don't know. It was very good for both of them. Like I definitely felt some sort of ways. And I'm glad he was like, fuck you, Dad. You're a hypocrite. Thanks.
You
Bye.
are the hypocrite. When he called him a hypocrite, I was like, oh, Javi.
I was like,
you better.
I was like, finally. Like the whole time.
Finally.
Like, you know, me. And then more me. I'm like, you know what? Shut up. I'm sorry. Shut up. You need to like, this show's not even about you. Shut up.
My thing is, what really just got to me was the fact that, like, literally at the very beginning of the episode, he is like chewing Javi out. Like, look at you. You're playing your guitar. What is it? What is it? Fifth instrument?
Instrument.
I'm like, if you don't leave this boy alone, like he is not doing anything but just playing his instrument at work, and you come over here. How are you
going to come to his place of work and bother him?
Exactly. Like you come to this man's job to bitch. And it's like, for real? My guy, like for real, talking about something you left it. If your head wasn't in the cloud so much, you would have realized that you forgot your suit. And it's like, my God, all you had to do was just tell him he forgot his suit. Like you didn't.
When he said that, I was thinking to myself, maybe he didn't forget his suit and he just doesn't want to come.
And he does right.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like,
because you're an asshole.
Because you know why? He cannot wear his leather jacket. So he's like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go where I can wear my leather jacket.
Okay. Listen, like that, I was like, are you for real? Like, you come to this man's job to bitch at him? Like, I want you to know, like, Javi is grown. Like, I can see if Javi is like a teenager, and even then, I would still be heavily against it. But this is a grown man. Like, he is in his early 20s. Like, why are you talking to him like he's 12? Like, oh my God, like what is wrong with you?
Talking to a 12-year-old like that, because that's crushing dreams.
Seriously, like, dude, like he is just so freaking OD for no reason. And it's like, my guy, chill out, dude. Like the way he just came in there and was just like all of that dude's ass was just like ridiculous. One of the things that I really found very interesting is that the band is called Screaming Zombies.
Yeah.
And the leader of the band, Blair, is a very familiar character. So that guy who played Blair actually also played Julian in Power Rangers Dino Charge, the episode Royal Rangers. So the actor has been on Power Rangers before. So I'm like, oh, we just didn't recognize him without the colored hair and the eyeshadow. Got it. Interesting.
I didn't peep that at all. I instantly thought 2006 emo when I saw.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For me, it was very Pee Wee or P something from what's that band called? Frick, he dated Ashley Simpson. Pee Weenie? No. I have to look this up. I will have to look this up. He was in a band. He was in like
I know Ryan Cabrera was with Ashley Simpson.
No,
but he was a solo artist.
But it was like after Ryan Cabrera, like after. Oh, of course she was. She was married to Pete.
I had no idea.
Pete Wentz.
That's how you say his name. I'm like, okay, how do I say his name?
Oh, wait. Oh my God, I know who that is. I think I know who that is.
Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy.
Oh, I remember him.
Yes.
This guy. She was married to him for like a year or so.
Wow.
Okay, for like 3 years.
Or for
2
three.
years.
For three.
Yeah, 3
Wow.
years. Yeah, that guy. That's
That's
what I'm like.
something
He
every day.
was giving me very Fall Out Boy Pete West. Was that how you say his name?
Yeah,
Wentz.
With yeah. That's the guy I was trying to say. That was the
I
guy.
can see that. I can see that. Yeah, that definitely. That was interesting because they do a good job with Dino Fury of keeping things current, but this was like he was dated.
Yeah. Like that dude, Blair, is like, wow. I was like, okay. All right, Blair. And like the way he was like talking to his band members, I was like, first of all, you talk to me like that, especially if I colored my hair. And I went through all that time coloring my hair and getting my hair to stand up like that. And you try to talk about my shit, I might have to slap you. Like it might be some Will Smith, Chris Rock shit in here. Like I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
I was thinking that. I'm like, did he really just be like attacking him like that? I'm sorry, if that was me, I would have purposely turned my head so hard so that my hair will slap him in the face.
Seriously. Like you wildin'. Like, wow, dude. But like he really was on one. And of course we see, him talking about the little dino key or whatever. Javi notices that immediately and is like, oh, you wearing a dino key. Like, what's T? Like, where did you get that from?
Well,
and
you know what's really weird though? I'm sorry. But why did he think that was a great, like, it looked like a toy, okay?
Obviously, it looks like a toy!
Right. So it's like,
he thought it was cool looking.
But you wear that around your neck? Like, it's just so weird.
It looks stupid.
I mean, people wear weird stuff and dumb looking stuff all the time.
Okay, well,
yes.
Half a space for you, okay? It looked bad, okay? I don't care. It just did not.
I mean, look at him. He looked bad.
He did. But what I'm trying to get at is like he's trying to look like all badass, right? Like all like I'm emo and like look at me, I'm so great. And he wears a toy around his neck. Come on.
Wow.
Come on.
I mean,
I'm just saying, I was expecting like a skull or maybe like a shark tooth or something, And
it went with nothing. It went with nothing he was wearing. I'm like, at least if he had on like some sort of like night looking necklace or like a sword necklace or something, it went with nothing.
Exactly. That's what threw me off. I'm like, the only thing it matched was his hair, and that was literally it.
Literally it. I'm like, okay, all right, good for you, I guess. Like, okay, dude. But so another thing that really got me was Santora. Santora is like, she wants to smoke with the people.
That girl. I'm sorry, she could have came up with a better name. Void Queen.
I mean, listen.
Like,
I don't like, yeah, it is a dumb name. But
why does she want to look like that? Why does every like female villain monster want to look so hideous?
I mean, that's what the stuff turned her into. They turned her into a monster.
So hideous.
She turned herself into that. This whole thing is really interesting because we find out a lot about Void Knight and his motivations, and he doesn't even want to attack Earth or anything. He's been doing everything he's been doing to resuscitate his wife, and now that he has her back, he just wants to leave Earth.
He wants to grab his shit and leave.
Sis is like, she wants revenge.
Sis is like, I want all the smoke with everybody. So
what I want to know is, what did the humans do to her? Like, tell me already. What's the tea? Like, stop being like, we want to make these humans suffer. Like, girl, you didn't even know you were on Earth.
She really didn't. She had no idea what she was.
Like,
And it's like now that you know you're still here, you want to make the humans suffer. It's like, girl, you didn't even know you were here.
Exactly.
Like, chill out.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm like, girl. Like, come on. At least tell me what's happening. But if you're not going to tell me, sit your ass down because you didn't even know where the heck you were when you woke up. Okay.
Girl, I was like, nah, Santora, girl. Like, don't do this. And it was funny because, like, she basically, like, first of all, boy daddy, he took the helmet off and was like, you know, he was talking to her and letting her know, like, you know, yeah, like, this, like, you know, like, I'm just trying to make sure that they, you know, that they respect me and all this shit. And she's sitting there looking at him like, like everything he was telling her, it was like it was going in one ear and out the other. And I'm like, oh, this actress though, she is. I think that when when they were filming this, the director told her what was like, all right, sis. So what I want you to do is I just want you to sit there and just act like you heard it all before. And he came in the house like he was cheating, and you caught him cheating, and he's trying to explain everything, and you just sitting there like, okay, yeah, whatever, you gonna do it again, I don't care anymore. Like, I mean, that was literally how she was playing it. Like, she was literally playing it like, I've heard it all before. Like, I don't really give a shit. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. I already know I want to kill these people. So, like, you're sitting here telling me what your plans are. I don't give a shit. Like, I want to kill humans. So, whatever. But I just thought that was so funny. And she had on a whole outfit with the hair laid with the little Party City wig laid to the side, like waiting on her man to get home. And he is just like, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. And she's just like, all right, I guess.
What I also want to know too is like, how did he even introduce her to like the rest of the crew? Because remember, he was like, oh, you can't come out like that. They won't respect you, blah, blah, blah. We need to protect who we are. And then 5 seconds later, everyone's chill with her. I'm like, wait, what? There was no question. Like, there's kind of like, oh, okay, sure.
Well, that was after she became a monster.
Right. But still,
yeah, like if they saw her in her human form, they probably would have been like,
yeah,
what is this human doing here?
I know, but still, it would have been nice to see the interaction of it all. I know.
Yeah, like if somebody was like, "Ooh, who is this? Like,
right?
What's going on here?
Like, is that what you were doing?" Because like he was all secretive about it, right? So I'm not gonna lie, I felt ripped off with that scene. I felt that they should include something like that where they're like, this is how we're going to introduce her to the rest of the crew. Because the other thing, my thing is, it's like, okay, well, how are they going to take her seriously? And how do they know she's even in charge?
Yeah, because like she literally just came out of nowhere and just started just running shit, and everybody just fell in line. So nobody ain't asked no questions. I would have loved to have seen her like when she did that levitation thing with the box. Yeah. Like her actually levitate one of the villains and was like, all right, bitch.
Exactly.
A new queen is in town. Now sit your ass down and get in line. Yes.
Something. But no, it was just like, oh, suddenly she's in charge. And I'm like, okay, but we know what Slider and what the other guys are like. They don't seem like the type of people that would just take shit from anybody. And it doesn't matter who she is, like whether or not she's a girl or not. It's just like, I just felt like she was new. There was no introduction. Why?
Yeah, like the only time that we actually got to see her power and to see her actually do anything was when she shot Void Zaddy. And everybody was like, oh no, like, you know. So that was kind of, I guess, like the fear that got like thrown out there that kind of like whipped her into shape. But it's like, you didn't do nothing to them. She just shot him. It's just like, I guess. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I just felt like that whole Santora thing, I was like, that was very interesting. I was like, wow. So Santora woke up ready to give the smoke to the humans. It's like, all right. So now we're here. Because, you know, all before we thought that Void Zaddy was out here trying to kill the people. But in actuality, he's not. So it wasn't a whole mustache twirling, I'm going to take over the world situation with him. Like, he just wanted to awaken his wife. That's it. So, and his wife is the one who is like mustache twirling, I want to take over the world. So it's like, this is a very interesting dynamic, Power Rangers. Subverting expectations. We like it. One of the other things that I really liked about this episode, well, one of the things I noticed, I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but y'all remember the scene where the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger and Javi went to go meet Blair and talk to him about the Dino Key? At the very beginning of that scene, he is pouring syrup on the pancakes, but in actuality, he is not pouring anything. There is no syrup on those pancakes.
I saw that. I was like, why does it look so dry still?
Literally, like when he's pouring, like he had the bottle, there was literally nothing coming out of it. Like the bottle was closed. I'm like, wow, so he's pantomiming? Got it. Awesome. That's great. I thought it was funny. But and also in that same scene, there was some continuity, some bad continuity, some bad writing there. I was like, Power Rangers, hold on. So Mucus was, eavesdropping, and she mentions that she could lip read, and that's how she was able to understand what was going on. How can you lip read somebody where you can't see their face?
I was thinking the exact same thing, because I was like, she was behind them. I actually
wasn't thinking that at all. Interesting.
And on top of that, the dude was facing, like his back was facing her.
Exactly. And Javi mentioned nothing about the Zord being where it was. He didn't mention anything he didn't even say anything about a Zord. Zeta was the only one that actually mentioned anything about the Zord. He was the only one. So it's like, how could you say that you heard this and you got that information from them when literally, like, you couldn't read their lips and you couldn't hear them? So how did you get that information? And I was like, all right, Dino Fury. All right. Even though this is a little blunder, but I'll take it because it's Power Rangers. I'll accept this whole little thing. They had the little fights and whatnot and all that. They were fighting. Of course, Doom Snake popped up again. I don't know how many times they're going to use Doom Snake. Like, what is this? This is their third time using Doom Snake now? Like third or fourth time? I don't even know anymore. I'm like, I don't know how many times they're going to use Doom Snake. But yeah, so Doom Snake is back, and once again he dies again. One thing about this episode though that I found kind of funny before we got to the Javi part where he like basically, just like tells off his dad. One of the things that I thoroughly enjoyed was Izzy kind of ratting out Javi. I felt like she kind of outed him in a way. And I found it funny. It was like she outed him, even though she's like the LGBTQ character, but she actually outed him because she was watching his performance at her dad's ceremony, and that's what ended up getting him caught up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, I'm like, wow, really?
I'm like
outed him as his own sister by mistake.
His own sister outed him, and it's like, and like I'm not even gonna lie to you, I wanted to kill Izzy. I wanted to kill her because I'm like, girl, why would you watch your brother perform that close to your dad? Like, that close. It's like, but then I'm like, okay, yeah, I have to also remember she's a teenager, so she's not.
Something I liked was the fact that they showed her live streaming, kind of keeping along with the modern.
Yeah. And you can tell, like, and watching that scene and watching Carlos, Park Dad, get as angry as he did, and even his wife being like, all right, yo, like, chill out. Like even she was just kind of like, hold on. Before like she was trying to stop him. and he just storms off. And I'm like, that just right there to me lets me know that nobody likes what he's doing to Javi. Like, nobody likes what he's doing to that boy, like, at all. You know? And it's just like, dude, like, it just solidifies it. It's like, you're doing the fucking most for no reason to this boy. Like, you're doing all of this for what? Like, come on. And yeah, it really sucked that, like, he went running to the boy's job just to, like, chew him out. And then basically Javi is just like, you never support me at all, motherfucker. Like, what's wrong with you? You hypocrite? And then he's sitting there looking dumb. I'm like, well.
I really, really appreciated that moment because he's been taking a lot of stuff from his father for a while. So I thought that was kind of a good lesson. You know, even your parents can be wrong sometimes, and sometimes you have to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, to be honest, just thinking about where that came from and how long Javi probably was enduring that. You know, Javi was probably dealing with this all his life, or if not a better part of his life, like a good chunk of his life. He just dealt with ridicule from his father. And for him to finally blow up on him after all these years is like, oh, you know, like, you know, it was much needed. And, you know, I do like how, even though it was a little kind of cheesy, but still kind of well played, how they brought Jane over with the tablet and was like, hey, I know he didn't come to your ceremony, but this is why he was doing it. And also, the boy is mad talented. So, just saying. Like,
that was a good use of Jane. I really appreciated that.
It really was. It was a great usage of her. I was like, wow. And then, like, I love the part where Javi uses the Paca armor or whatever, and he's like, and he frees the Zord, and then he's like, what else can I smash? And I'm like, me.
Oh my God, no.
Of course you would say that. Of course you would say that.
I'm like, ooh.
I'm like, you know what, Javi? Like, come over here.
It's me.
Come over here.
I'm like, it is me. It is me.
I'm with you there.
You can come smash me, honey. I love it. But yes, honey. And then, of course, he beats Doomsday, beats the shit out of him, as per usual. And yeah, like, that was the end of that. Anything specific that you guys wanted to... Oh, yeah, and then also Centaur becomes Boy Queen, but we already talked about that.
When Javi told the douchebag lead singer guy about the Dino Key being something that the Rangers wanted, or I instantly thought, like, why don't you just morph and say, hey, give me that?
Well, I mean,
which in a sense they did do.
Yeah, like they
but
then
they made a whole deal. They made a deal. But that was pretty cool that they did end up doing that.
I like, because like he wanted proof that like that it did indeed belong to the Rangers, right? Instead of him being like, oh, we're gonna take this from you, you know. So I don't know. I like how
not so much just like snatch it from them, but like you know, just work and say like, yeah, they could have. But I would just say like, hey, you know, we need this.
Yeah, but I don't think he cared though. He had that like I did not care attitude.
Clearly, he didn't care. Yeah.
So like, and, you know, he did explain like the Rangers might need it. He like, I felt like Javi did what he needed to do, and the guy was just like, I don't give a fuck, not my problem. I found it, it's mine, right? So I'm kind of glad that like he when he did come back, he was like, hey, well, let me like come back with like further proof that like this is important to the Rangers, right? And when he did that. And even then he was still like, okay, cool, I don't care. So I was like, okay, at that point I really want to slap him.
No, for real.
Right. But I am glad that in the end he gave it up. But it's just like, why did it have to take a whole ass performance? Obviously, we get why the performance need to happen. You know, like we know why certain things had to happen in order for them to play out the episode. But like, if we didn't need that scene for Javi to, progress in this episode, I would have been like, really? You're gonna let innocent people die? All because you want to wear a dumbass necklace? Get out of here.
And the thing is, what really, honestly, it's weird because, and it also plays with the dynamic of this world in a sense, because honestly, I'm not even going to hold you. Like, the world and how they're creating it, it's weird because I don't like that how can I put it? I don't like that the world, it almost kind of distorts the world that they already created. Because we already kind of know that everybody in this world knows that Power Rangers exist. They know about the Zords. They know about all this stuff. So I'm talking about in this specific world.
Oh, in this one.
In Dino Fury. Like, they know that this shit exists. I mean, we even heard on episodes before, a couple episodes ago, where they were like, we can't have this track and field event because a monster basically destroyed the arena. So, track and field will be canceled today. Like, that kind of thing. Like, we know this world exists. Like, we know that that the people know that this stuff exists in this world. So for me, when you have characters like Blair, who does and says certain things like that, to me, automatically, it makes me feel away. It makes me feel like, you're a douche nozzle. Because, for one, like, you're a whole asshole because you know that the Rangers are actually, like, guardians of the city. Like, they protect the city. Like, they protect your ass from making sure that you don't get hurt. And you have something of theirs, and the first thing you do is say, oh, well, I'm going to hold it for ransom, and basically be like, you're not going to get it back until I'm done with it. It's like, the fuck? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, there's obviously something very wrong with you. If you're literally going to be like, well, my live stream performance is much more important than these Power Rangers and their key, so whatever. Like, you are a special type of asshole. Like, seriously, like, something is seriously wrong with you. So I don't know, like, it's just something about that, the way that was written, and then I guess like what they were trying to do with Blair in terms of like trying to make his character seem more I guess more of an asshole. It was something about that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, I know he's an asshole, but damn, like, he's willing to like let people get hurt. Like, yeah, you're a special type of asshole. Like, you're something else. So yeah, I was definitely kind of side-eyeing that part for sure.
I'd like this. Interestingly enough, I like this this Zord, this new Zord, the Terra Free Zord. That's kind of cool, and the Freeze Key. That's pretty cool. These fight scenes we've already talked about. These fight scenes have really stepped up. These are really, really fun to watch.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, the puns with Zato and his armor. They had I laughed. I'm not gonna lie. I laughed. He's like, I'm really sly. I'm like, oh my God, Zato, you just sound so lame.
I loved it.
And I wonder why they didn't, like, since this was like a hobby focus, I wonder why he didn't get to wear that armor.
Good point. Well, I mean, he freed the Zord, but yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, he didn't get the.
He could have freed it and got to wear the armor.
This is true. I guess they wanted to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it looks cool too, like that power up. It looks like it's a cape and then it turns into wings. That was really cool. It would have looked really cool, black and blue, since it's blue. That would look really cool.
It really would have. But I like more than likely what they probably did was they wanted to keep up with the Sentai footage because that is a episode where the Red Ranger and Ryu Soldier did get to wear it. Like he got to wear it first. So they wanted to probably just go ahead and keep it, aligned with the footage so they don't have to refilm a whole fight scene. So that's probably why. Because that episode that is linked with the Terra Free Zord, that episode in Ryu Soldier is a Ryu Soul Red episode. So yeah, that's why he got to wear the armor. But they turned it into a hobby episode. So it's like, oh, cool. And then of course it was Hobby who landed the final punch, or the final defeat of Doomsnake. So Hobby still got to do some cool shit. Like, because I ain't gonna hold you. That little part where he uppercuts him and then like knocks him back down, I was like, okay, Power Rangers, I see you. That was cute. That was real cute. And plus, I like the pack of armor on anybody. Like the pack of armor just looks good on any Ranger. Because that army green and orange, God, that armor is just so beautiful. I love it. It's my favorite out of all of them. But yeah, so on this one, right? Santora, of course, at the end of this previous episode, she turned into Void Queen. And she's like, yes, I am here, and I am here to stay, honey, and I'm here to kill some humans. So, child, she talking to Void Zaddy, and she basically is like, why can't I go out and wreak havoc? And he's like, look, I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I just wanted to get the sporks so I can get you healed up and wake you up. And then we can go ahead and blow this popsicle stand. And she is like, and because she didn't already, free the little sporks, it didn't turn into a little monster and all of that, looking like a big ass pumpkin, the new and improved pumpkin rapper. He come out looking crazy, and she is like, yeah, go ahead and fuck some humans up. And he's like, no. What you doing? And she's like, listen here. Now, if you love me, you'll go ahead and do what you got to do to make these humans suffer. Child, she started using manipulating that Void coochie on them. That's what she did. That's exactly what she did. I said, nah, she manipulating him with her Void coochie. Oh, no.
Well, it's a void there because it's ending.
I mean, hey, and that's why he loved her.
He's so
that's why he loved her.
There.
Okay.
I wonder if they've done it since she woke up.
They probably did. They probably did. Void Zaddy said, "Come here, you are free. Come get this this Void Zaddy. Come get it." Child, listen. But I know he ain't fucking with what she done turned into, though. Even though I ain't gonna hold you. Her monster form, I'm gonna tell you right now, her monster form, her titties are sitting, honey. Her titties are sitting. You can't tell me. I said, wait a minute. They are out and proud, honey.
I was like, ooh, I need some breast lift too. Give me some of that.
Okay. Her chest is sitting, honey. Like they are sitting proud. I said, yes, ma'am. You better be perky for the kids. Yes.
Yes, I'm here for it.
Here for it. I'm like, absolutely. Yes, God. But yes, girl. So of course, he's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So this is a Ollie focused episode. I'm gonna tell you why I don't like this episode.
Because it's focused on Ollie.
Because it's focused on Ollie. and
Really
also too, what I really didn't like about this episode is the fact that we saw Ollie torment the Rangers, is specifically torment Amelia. And for like umpteenth episodes. I mean, he's just been a holy tyrant since day one.
Yep.
And this professor comes in, granted, he read him for filth, but this professor comes in and just shuts him down immediately. And now he just does a complete 180.
Right.
And it's
he's never had nobody get in his ass like that.
Because he doesn't listen.
I hear that.
Listen. Sorry.
But, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, it's just because he doesn't listen to them. Like when Amelia tries to tell him, he doesn't say nothing. And I'm sorry, I have to say this right now. I hated the ending. This is how they're gonna set them up, and I'm so pissed. I'm so fucking pissed. No.
That is why I hated it. That's why I hated it. Because I was like, so you mean to tell me he was being an asshole to her and everybody else since episode 1 of season 1, and now we get here. And now all of a sudden, this is the moment where you just automatically make him do a complete 180. Not even give him a situation where it's like, well, he's going to try to work on it. No, like he literally just flip-flop, like just completely just switch, like a light switch. And now like, oh yeah, I'm Mr. Nice Guy now. Fuck out of here. Like, no. I'm sorry. I am not here for it. Like that made me cringe. I was like, no, I don't believe this. The only thing that I really actually enjoyed and that I actually was like, I might can rock with this was the fact that the professor had like someone of a higher authority, someone that he actually like listened to and was like his mentor kind of a situation, had to basically tell him, dude, you're an asshole. Like, like someone of a higher power had to tell him, yo, you're an asshole. Like, you're doing too much. And for him to actually learn from that. But, even then, he still didn't listen. Even though his own professor basically told him, like, you ain't shit. Like, your own professor basically told you, and you still didn't listen, and you had to learn from Solon being turned into a tree. Like, it's just like that whole scene, this whole episode just, it just didn't work for me. And I don't know whether it was just something that I just wasn't, maybe it's because I just don't like Ollie. And that might be the reason why this episode didn't work, because I feel like at this point it's too little too late. Like we've went through a whole season 1 and half of season 2, and we are just now getting to Ollie being like, all right, maybe I do need to chill out. Like we should have had this a long time ago. Like we should have been had this, in my opinion. Like we shouldn't have had to wait, almost in the middle of season 2 for us to finally get to Ollie being like, oh yeah, maybe I have been an asshole. You think? Like, I don't know, like, no. I understood what they were trying to do with this episode, but I wish that they would have done it like maybe towards the end of season 1. Like this would have probably been a much better episode to put in like at the end of season 1. Like this probably would have been better to me. Like this probably would have been a much better episode. Maybe even they could have substituted this episode for and had it kind of been more so, because remember the episode when the Gold Ranger first showed up, that was an Ollie episode. They could have like, began his redemption journey there. Where because he definitely fucked up with Javi because he made Javi lose his job. That could have been the beginning of his redemption right there. But and I would have been. I feel like I would have been more sympathetic and more apathetic towards him, and being like, okay, yeah, he's learning, but he's not quite there yet. But at least he is trying. Rather than, oh yeah, like he's just an asshole, and then all of a sudden now he's gonna flip like a light switch in a random episode on season 2. I'm not feeling it at all. I just didn't. I did not like this episode. I didn't. I did not like it. That's just me. How do y'all feel about it? I know, Lena, you kind of feel the same way.
Like I like the way the whole thing was written out. Like, you know what I mean? In terms of like,
right.
Everything about it. So when we did say, oh, we liked it, I did like the episode in that aspect, but I hate the episode because it was an Ollie focused episode and everything made me cringe.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off that Amelia just really was just like, yeah, okay. And then the hug she gave him at the end, I'm like, girl, stop squeezing him so tightly, okay? What the shit is it?
It's the docile nature for me with Amelia. It drove me nuts because every time like he kept saying things or like that first part where he was like, I'm a great listener, and she tried to interject, and he's just like talking over her, and she's just like, yeah, good conversation. Like that I felt was the only time where I kind of felt like it made sense for her to be docile. But the rest of it was just like any other time, like whenever he was just being typical Ollie, it was just like she was consistently getting her feelings hurt. And I'm just like, I wish I would stop doing that, especially to women. Stop doing that to women. Please stop.
Right?
Because y'all make these women characters seem so weak in emotion. Yes. And it's like, nobody's going to sit there and take that.
No. Especially like at the end of it all, and she was like, all is forgiven. I got you a jumpsuit so that we can go ghost hunting together. Girl, why are you planning your future with him?
Girl.
No. No.
No. Yeah, no. I was not a fan of that. I was not a fan. I was just like, no, I don't like how fast this happened. Like
right?
this
how progressive that was.
Yeah, like it happened literally in one episode when literally like since day one you were like being an asshole, and like now I'm just supposed to now I get suspending disbelief and subverting expectations and all of that for certain things and allowing certain things to slide, but I'm not letting this slide. I'm not. No, like this boy is terrible for a whole season and a half. And now one episode, now you're supposed to expect me to just be like, okay, he's better now. Flip. No.
Nope.
All right. So I didn't hate this episode. I didn't like it as much as the last one, but I was happy that they finally addressed Ollie's issues. I do kind of wish that they had led up to this better, and maybe one of the Rangers could have said something, Amelia, I guess in particular, prior to this, or maybe even in this episode, and just stand up for herself. But it was really such a good feeling to see Ollie get chumped and just read. And the way that the Professor Floyd read him, I kind of wish Javi would have read his dad in the last episode, because he was he was too nice, I think, with how he talked to his dad. Maybe it was like a respecting as my father, but like he really deserved to get it. But I would say honestly the worst thing in this episode for me was the escaped octopus plot thing. I thought that was really stupid.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought
And
that was funny.
it didn't
I
even
thought
go
that was
anywhere. They
funny.
just ended it. How the hell did the thing drive off in a taxi?
In a whole taxi. That killed me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was the thing waving its tentacle. Like that had me screaming.
That was so stupid.
It was stupid, but it was funny because I sat there and hollered. I'm like, y'all can't be serious with this. It was so stupid and just so outlandish that it was funny. I'm like, for me, I don't know.
And one of my favorite things, of course, was that very brief appearance by Dr. Kana.
Of course.
I thought that was such a cute moment where she told him that his best friend was coming to town. He was like, Mom, you're back in Pearl Harbor?
I thought that was really cute. I'm with you there, Will, but I also thought that was really sad.
Not Pearl Harbor.
You know what I mean.
Pearl Harbor?
Oh, no, Will. Oh, my God. But to add on to that, I thought that was super cute, but then at the same time, like, if your mom is your best friend, nothing wrong with that. That's kind of sad. That means like nobody likes you.
Well, then there we have it, everybody.
Like, I'm just saying, you know, like again, there's nothing wrong with being best friends with your mom or your dad or, you know, like people that are near and dear and like guardians to you. But really?
No, and like you hit the nail on the head, and I bet you that was intentional. Right? I feel like that was intentional. Because literally, like a couple of scenes later, you literally see the professor go, like, that's why nobody wanted to work with you.
Right. And then of course, the professor was also, quote unquote, his best friend. I'm like,
because they did all their projects together because nobody would work with him.
That is just so sad and pathetic. Like, Ollie.
I'm like,
no.
I'm like, damn, homie.
Some of the other stuff I liked, of course, Dr. Akana, I think I just mentioned that. The Sporks beast turning the humans into trees, I thought that was actually a pretty cool idea. And then of course, Void Knight, us seeing just how evil she is. I'm looking forward to seeing them explain like why she's so angry. Like Lena, you said that for the last episode, but like she's just
so angry.
Damn. Yeah.
Like she's mad. Like the humans must have done something to her.
Well, what do we do? Tell us.
Well, hopefully they tell us soon.
Yeah, and she destroyed their escape ship. He said, "Screw this. We can just get out of here right now.
We can go right now."
And he was going to leave everybody behind.
Even everybody was gooped and gagged. Like you had Wreckmate, like Mucus.
Mucus. She's like, that doesn't look like enough room for all of us.
No, what got me was Wreckmate talking about that was here the whole time. Like they were gagged. They were so gagged. They were like, what is going on? Like, you was gonna leave us? Like, I don't this was here?
That they don't even think they were gonna leave them, but they had no idea. They were just kind of like, wait, this was here? How is that gonna fit all of us? Like they were genuinely thinking they were going to.
They were so concerned. Like those babies was concerned, honey. And child, they were like, Void Knight was like, yeah, no, we could go right now. We can go right now. And he was just like, yeah, no. Like, no. We're not going anywhere. Child, she blew that shit up so fast.
Oh my God. I was like, all hell just broke loose right now. Like, what I don't understand is, even after she takes vengeance on the humans, what was her next plan? If she blew the ship up, where the heck was she gonna go? If she wants to conquer the planets, she can't go to another planet right now. Girl, you did not think far ahead. You did not think the fact that you might need it later on. I'm just saying.
Listen, I guess she was like, I'm gonna get rid of all the humans anyway, so it really won't even matter. Like, I guess I'll just, stay here and just do whatever.
And what else did I like? Well, they are at odds. They're completely at odds. Void Knight and Void Queen. And Void Knight actually helped the Rangers defeat the Sporks Beast, or at least told them how to do it.
Yeah, told them how to do it.
So it's going to be interesting. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, which like automatically was like a no to whatchamacallit, because Red Meat was like, I'm gonna snitch, I'ma tell on you. I'm about to snitch on that ass.
So it's definitely going to be interesting to see where what goes on next. I'm really interested to see where the story goes. Something else that I was thinking about was fuck COVID, because it screwed up us getting more fight scenes, because I can only imagine how good those probably would be, because Beast Morphers I really enjoyed those ones. So whatever they're doing with the stunt team, I could only imagine probably would have translated for the actors. I wish we could have seen it.
Listen, like, and I'm pretty sure it was probably due to COVID and all of that, but also too at the same time, I ain't gonna even hold you. Like, what we've been getting has been like the way they stepped up the action. I just know, I feel it in my bones that if they actually, the way they stepped up this action, I just feel like they would have definitely like knocked it out of the park. With the more fight stuff, like I feel like they would have definitely like knocked it out of the park for sure. Just with what we've been getting, because the fight scenes, woo, like they were good, like really good. One of the things been one of the things that, like, we've talked about this before, but that's one of the things I enjoy about this season thus far is, especially season 2, is just how good the fight scenes have been. But and just to mention one thing, when you were talking about Dr. Akana and Ollie, he was definitely talking to her on Skype, because when they were done, you heard the little Skype sound. I was like, that was a nice touch. I like it. That was cute. Yeah, like, I did like the Zord formation. I thought that was pretty cool, the little Zord fight scene. That was actually one of the rare occurrences where I was like, oh, I actually did like a fight scene this time around, the Zord fight scene. Because I normally don't really care for them like that. But I did. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Same. I talk about it all the time.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. It's not bad. So that was pretty cool. Other than that, like, I rolled my eyes really hard with that apology at the end. I was like, whatever.
Actually, I appreciated it. He finally apologized for being a dick to her all this time.
I didn't. I know you're fine with it, but for me, it was like, whatever.
What does he have to do to get into your good graces?
Well, a whole lot more of redemption. We need to see them actually like change, not just because it took like 3.5 seconds for someone to rat him for felt. I can't even speak. Anyways, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I just personally feel like it takes more. It takes more than someone just telling him that, because at the end of the day, he was like that literally his whole life. No one said nothing. No one told him anything. And it took one person. I don't know what took. I wonder genuinely though, what got him to say, you know what, you're a dick, Ollie. Like, I wonder what did it for him.
Well, I mean, it was he saw him be a dick to Amelia.
I mean,
you mean like talking about the professor?
Yeah, but he was a dick to like his whole class. Like, so what took him 3 years?
Well, he was saying, I see you haven't changed.
So yeah, like he probably always, it was probably one of those situations where Ollie just never listened anyway, and he was probably trying to let him know in a nice way, like, hey, like, Ollie, like, you're the reason why you're pushing your friends away. And he's
Hold
just
up.
like,
hold up, yo, this is crazy. Somebody, I was texting, Aaron, ASD Classified. I was talking to him about this episode, and he put it into my head like, whatchamacallit, Ollie thought that Dr. Floyd was, or Professor Floyd was his best friend, but for real, they only worked together so much because nobody else liked him.
yeah, that's what I said
That's
earlier.
crazy. Oh, my bad.
Yo,
Yeah,
That
what
was-
are you talking about?
because that was the whole thing.
Oh my god, that was so
Yeah, because that was the whole thing. Because it's like literally like Professor Floyd. That when Professor Floyd was like, nobody wanted to work with you, and Ollie was like, yeah, because they were jealous of my smarts. And he's like, if you say so. Like, I mean, literally, like all this time, I feel like Professor Floyd has been trying to tell Ollie, like, dude, you're an asshole, and no, that's why nobody wants to work with you. Like whenever you would have to do projects, like everybody would like leave you by yourself and you would have to work with me. That's why he was his best friend, because like he had no other friends. That's the fucked up part about it. It's just like you alienated everybody because you're an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then what make it so bad, he still didn't get it. And that's why, to your question, Lena, that's why I think that, you know, he was so shocked by the professor and all of that, and he really wasn't even perceptive to what the professor was probably trying to tell him all this time, because he wasn't even listening to him at the beginning of the episode, because he was just like, well, I don't understand why he would say that, because, you know, I listen. I even heard a pin drop, you know, like, of course I listen to everything. And it's like, okay. But when someone is actually trying to tell him something, he's like blatantly ignoring them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, like, but to answer your question, Will, what would it take for him to be in my good graces? Honestly, and I kind of made mention of this earlier, but to be truthfully honest with you, what would probably take him getting into my good graces, we should have been introduced to this storyline much earlier. Mm-hmm. We should have gotten this like towards the end of season 1. Like that's when we should have gotten this. Like I said, we should have gotten this. Would have probably been a better episode for, like, say, if we would have gotten some sort of redemption arc or some sort of seed of him being like, okay, maybe I am an asshole. Maybe I do need to tone it down, on that episode where they found Ion. You know, because that would have been a perfect time. You know, just anything earlier than now. Because the thing is, I don't mind Ollie being an asshole. That, you know, that character, it doesn't bother me, but you just can't have a character like him exist for a season and a half, and then all of a sudden, halfway through the second season, go, all right, y'all, let's flip around and, you know, flip him like a light switch, and that's it. Because we really don't have any time to, you know, make him kind of slowly learn from his mistakes. Slowly learn from his mistakes. We don't have that much time anymore. Because now we have to basically tell the story. So this is just basically wrapping up Ollie basically being an asshole. This is just that's basically what they did. They just wrapped up that whole storyline of him being a jerk and is trying to put him and Amelia together. But I feel like this should have been done a long time ago versus now, where we're like pretty much halfway through the show. You know, that's why I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. You know, if this was done earlier, I'd probably be like, all right, I don't like Ollie's character, but I can still see where y'all going with it. But the fact that it's just like this is where we're going, and it's now like, yeah, no, like we're now changing him this late in the game. It's like, yeah, no, I don't care anymore. I don't even care. So
yeah.
So and to me it hurts the storyline in terms of like having Amelia and Ollie get together. It hurts it for me. Because now I definitely don't care about seeing them together. I don't give a shit. Like, no, I don't want to see them together. Like, give me somebody else. Like, I want to see more Fern and Izzy. More of them. Like, they're the relationship group of the show. They're the relationship people. Like, show me more of them. I don't care nothing about Ollie and his foolishness. Okay, let's go ahead and rate these suckers. So for episode 6, I would probably give episode 6 a 4 because I really did like episode 6. It wasn't quite a 5, but I would give it a 4. I would give it a 4. Because it was good. I had fun with it. Episode 7. For the episode being what it was and how it was written, I liked it. Them introducing this concept so late in the game, I don't like. So I would probably give it a 2.5.
Damn. Wow.
Well, for me, it's definitely 4.5 for the first. I would give it 3.5 for the second. Will?
Okay. The episode 6 would definitely be a 4. And I'd give episode 7. I think I'd give it a 3. I liked I really appreciated that they further develop Void Queen and her insanity, and what they did with Void Knight, seeing like he has to get out of that situation, and going as far as to help the Rangers to defeat her. I think the ultimate goal is to just get his wife back. So I'm really looking forward to seeing watching more episodes, and then just seeing where this story goes. I'm liking that we're finally, like, this is what I was talking about for season 1, just wanting to see the story progress, and we're finally getting there. So I'm really excited.
Okay. Honestly, to be truthfully honest with you, the story progression is something that I do see a lot of people were like being, in terms of like, that's what's missing from Dino Fury, especially season 1. And now that I, going back to Simon Bennett's, what Simon Bennett said in his article with Den of Geek, and him just being candid and just basically saying like this show is technically supposed to be a 22 episode season, and we had to go back and add 20 episodes, which which all of the stuff mainly was filler, which all of basically season 1 was filler. So it's like it makes sense that we didn't get hardly any story in season 1, but now season 2 is like where everything is picking up. Like, it makes perfect sense. So it makes me go back and rewatch Dino Fury season 1 with a different lens, and it's like, okay, and it actually kind of even makes me have a different type of like appreciation for season 1, because I'm not gonna hold you. I mean, I didn't disliked season 1, but also at the same time, it wasn't like my favorite. Like, it wasn't like something that I'm like, oh yes, like I love season 1. Like, it wasn't that at all. Season 1 was like, it was good, you know, but it wasn't like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Like, it wasn't that at all for me. So the fact that it was like, you know, that this is what was actually the tea behind it, it's like, oh, okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot more. Everyone, if you enjoyed this episode, I know it was a little long, but we missed y'all and we ain't talked to y'all in a long time. So, you know, if you enjoyed this episode, please let us know. You know, and if you have any comments or anything like that based off of what we said or what we talked about, y'all know what to do. You know, leave a comment, you know, or whatever. It's fine, whatever y'all want to do. But definitely let us know what you think. We will definitely be covering Fan First Tuesday, so hopefully they give us some tea so that we can talk to y'all and let y'all know what we think on next episode. So hope to hear from you. Hope that you turn around and listen to us again. You know, especially for that, because we're definitely gonna be talking about Fan First Tuesday, okay? And with that being said, my name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.